Enjoy. That was Ro Panaganti, Hand in Hand for March Caprice, the concert soiree for March Caprice. Hand in Hand, yes. Ro is so good. Ro is so good about everything. Hello, Ollie, how you doing? Oh, so awesome. Ro is so cool. I wish I could be as cool as Ro is. Um, well, oh, actually, that's what I wanted to do. First things first. I wanted to wear the Corvus cardigan. Just came in. Ooh, do you see those crows? See those crows? See those crows? Ooh, nice, huh? Doing great and feeling pumped after that. Awesome. I also do like how this one has like a little flap. Not like the other sweaters that they've been doing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I wear these sweaters a lot for Mayoko. Yeah. Mayoko Studios. It's really cool. This one is a pre-order. But it might not be in stock. So they just restocked their demon and angel cardigans. Wear those a lot. If you are interested in getting them, they are super cool. They're also super good quality, 100% cotton. More on the side. Like, do you see this? Just all of this detail thread work. Detail thread work. They're just cool. I think they're just cool. And, like trans colors. So that's also fun. Also, if you can you see in the back there? Right about here. I got my candle. I got this candle going out. This candle is from a shop. It's a Kingdom Hearts theme candle. Called Snow Cut Soaps. I got this, their quad of their Kingdom Hearts scents. They all smell amazing. I'm just burning the Wayfinder one now. It's finally down to the end. So at the end, it's kind of just smelling like wax now, not like the scent of the candle, but like, we'll let it go until there's no more. Snow Cut Soaps also does a bunch of other like cool themed, not just Kingdom Hearts stuff though. Nay. There's a couple of other fandoms in there to do, but like, if any of their scents are as good as like the Kingdom Hearts bundle, because they're all like very, very cool. When I'm looking up their catalog now, the Angel and Demon cardigans have such pretty color gradients. They're all very good color gradients. And like, if you can tell in the stitching, like these are all individual stitches woven into the fabric. So again, like very good quality. They're all thick. They're nice and thick too. Teal, hello. Good evening. Finally made it to a stream. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, I'm good. I hope you are doing good also. Yes, very good quality cardigans. I love Miyoko Studio. I like on auto. I pre-order every single new cardigan of theirs that comes out. Like I just understand that I'm going to be spending $100 on Miyoko Studios just like once a month or so. It's just like it's like I need to pay every month I need to pay like, like utilities. Need to buy like toothpaste, and I need to buy a Mayoko cardigan in a new colorway. That's just how it needs to happen. That's how that works. Oh, sorry, that wasn't. I hadn't even had that on. The stitching. The stitching. You. Yes, yes, yes. And also really cool. Also really cool Kingdom Hearts themed stuff on Etsy. That's my quality review of Snow Cut soaps. Highly recommend these two companies. But so today we're going to be getting back into our let me do like a quick, I wonder, so that's 20 minutes, 3 minutes, half an hour, 20 minutes, an hour. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we have like 2 more days of reviewing videos and then we're all caught up on March Caprice 5. You know what I mean? So it's only what, June. We finally worked through the videos. There's still like stuff to do with like, oh, let's actually look at our art stuff that we've been doing for the showcase. Let's actually, let's look at some clips from like the streams. You know what I mean? So, I am going to be setting up what we're going to do. What we're going to do is I'm going to open up my hey, June needs a month and a change until reconnect. That's absolutely true. I need to do something for reconnect and I need to start working on that. All of a sudden, just a teensy tiny bit nervous. I think this is what I'm looking for, right? Nope. Freak. Okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna... Should be something like... Where's my open recent? Oh, okay, here we go. Is this it? Let's see. True. Okay. So this is not what I was looking for. Sorry, just as soon as the ribbon book pages from virtual background. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just get this going then. We are going to begin back in our March Caprice 5 playlist on the March Caprice 5 or at the March Caprice YouTube channel. We're gonna get in with Shadow Rose Payton for the day. Whoops, and I need to switch this over to yeah. Here we go. Ah, frick. Hi guys, how's it going? Wally. Oh, hello everybody. So we are getting into ba-da-da-ding, da-da-da, ba-da-da-ding, da-da-da, ba-da-da-ding, da-da-da. And let's now move this over here. Hold, we're holding, and we're moving things around, and we're holding. There we go. That should be good. That should be perfect. All right, awesome. So I'm just going to be, so like, we got some like fancy trim that we put on all of our curtains for our 3D stuff. So I'm just gonna be like slowly making that transparent and long once I find my file, because we're gonna put different ones on our curtains and our, if you will remember back to our 3D hallway that we're gonna do for the art showcase. That's what we're doing. But let us go ahead and begin with Shadow Rose Payton. Here we go. Doing some makeups.
Good time zone, fellow Kingdom Hearts fans! Our favorite time of year has arrived, and I am so happy to be back for my 4th consecutive March Caprice in a row and the 5th one overall. That's right, we have officially been doing this for half a decade now. Isn't that crazy? And to mark such a momentous occasion, I decided to go big or go home this year and return to my roots, but make it extra. So I first did March Caprice in its 2nd year and did a pair of makeup looks based off the Gay Blade, aka Mirage Split, and Nightmare's End from Dream Drop Distance. And it was the first makeup tutorial that I ever filmed for YouTube. Since then, I've made several more looks, worked on honing my craft, experimented and acquired new skills, and even filmed an entire makeup series, which you should totally check out when you have the time. And I also started filming horizontally! And now with all...
Oh, this video is incredible. Yeah! Where's my file? We need to find a file.
Skill, I shall endeavor to attempt my craziest makeup look yet. A look based off of the Ultima Weapon Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts 3. Now the design of the Keyblade alone is gonna make this look pretty ambitious to pull off, but that's not what's gonna make it crazy. What does is how I'm gonna be kicking it up a notch, and I will be attempting to incorporate paper face art. But what is that? Well, it's the SFX makeup technique of designing and creating prosthetic elements out of paper and makeup products and incorporating them into your look. I found this amazing professional makeup artist who does this on Instagram, known as the Wigs and Makeup Manager, or Sculptress, and was like, oh yeah, this is right up my alley, and immediately got inspired. So that's what I'm gonna do. So here is my concept sketch. Also, before anyone asks, I'm not gonna be bald for this. I just didn't draw my hair. As you can see, it's gonna be very in your face, and I'll be including a halo crown this time. Love me a good halo crown. You can never go wrong. And I'll also be attempting my first ombre lip, so we'll see how that goes. Now, without further ado, let's jam. Now, before we beat the mug, as it were, we actually gotta make the required accessories and prosthetics first. Starting with the face wings. I started by creating a rough sketch with pencil on a sheet of notebook paper using my makeup sketch as a reference image. Also, while I'm at it, I want to apologize in advance if my voice sounds funny to anybody. I am currently trying to get over the worst case of the flu I've ever had in my life at the time I'm recording this voiceover, so my voice has yet to fully recover. Anyway, after I cut it out, I put it onto my face off camera to make sure it fit on my face the way I wanted it to. The good news is, the first one fit perfect, which makes my life easier. So now we make the actual wings using that as a template. And for the real deal, I'm gonna need some stronger paper, so it's finally time to bust out my new sketchbook. This is my old reliable brand of sketchbook I've been using for years.
Hello, Sunny, it is me.
And it's good for pen, pencil, acrylic, and watercolor. That last one is very important. So
how you doing today? I am trying desperately to find this file that I am looking for, while Shadow Rose Payton does makeups for us today. Oh, wait, hold on. You said having chicken nuggets. Nice. I hope they're dinosaur shaped, because dinosaur shaped are the best kind of chicken nuggets, and I like when I can dip them in ketchup. Do you like ketchup or do you like stinky mustard? That's gross.
I opened up to the first page and traced out several copies of that wing pattern. A pair for a test run, a pair for the real deal, and a couple of other pairs for backup in case I mess up painting the first one. And now to paint. And despite what I said earlier, I won't be using watercolor paint, but instead, water-activated eyeliner or hydroliner as it is also known. But why? Well, you see, we're going to be attaching this to our face, so it needs to be painted with stuff that's safe to go on our face. Traditional watercolor paint is not. So we'll be using eyeliner and copious amounts of eyeshadow, both cruelty-free, of course. All right. So as you can see, I haven't cut these pieces out yet because we are going to paint them while they're still a part of the paper. Because water-activated eyeliner works the same way as watercolor paint in that they're water-activated. And as anybody that works with
watercolor eyeliner is so cool. Also, like, very non-toxic, right? Because there are some people who have been using like alcohol activated paints on their faces for so long, and that was like our only technology to do that. So, you know, now instead of like boozing up your face, you could just use watercolors, which are much easier on the skin. Oh my god. Also a lot of really cool, I could go down my whole like list of indie makeup brands that I really want to buy so many like watercolor paints from that make them like so cool and like iridescent and shiny and all that. I'll save you all that.
with watercolor paint knows. If you paint on the paper and you use enough water, it warps the paper. You can see right here when I did my little test run. And these are going to be very thin areas that I'm working with here. So that runs a greater risk of the shape completely warping beyond all recognition if I cut them out first, then paint them. So first off, I'll be using the silver half of my metallic silver and purple split liner to paint half of the wing, being very careful with how much water I use to further minimize the risk of paper warp. I know what's going on pretty sheer, but trust me, once I add the silver eyeshadow, it won't matter. The eyeliner is basically acting as a primer, so the eyeshadow has something to stick onto, because it won't stay on the paper otherwise. Now I'm going in with the red eyeliner and painting in the rest of the wing. I tried my best to gradient blend where the two colors met, but it just was not working. But the good news is that won't matter either because the eyeshadow covers it up and blends so much easier. Thank goodness. Once the eyeliner had completely dried down, I broke out my eyeshadow palette and grabbed an applicator and started applying the metallic silver eyeshadow to all the silver sections. Hopefully you can see how much more opaque the shadow is making the silver color. And I'm not too worried about staying inside the lines because I'm just gonna cut it out anyway.
It's crazy that like that was actually able to stick onto the paper. Because usually with like eyeshadows, it's like it's a loose pigment or pressed pigment, but like a pigment nonetheless that's very dry. So it kind of needs to stay on. It needs kind of something to stick to. So that's pretty cool that Shadow Rose Payton got it to stick to paper. That's skill, methinks. Even with like the watercolor base, it looks kind of dry already when she's skill. It's a skill.
After those parts got filled, I went in with my metallic red eyeshadow and went over all of the red sections. Now for some reason the red eyeshadow was being a lot more stubborn than the silver, so I had to go back into the pan a lot to get more of the product. But I still made it work.
Oh, okay. I guess that's what we need. Nope.
after both wings were
where
painted,
is this?
shaded, and cut out, this is the end result. You can see the difference the eyeshadow makes and how much better the gradient is. I then repeated the same process for the other paper pieces as well, except for the smaller face wings, which I had to make into layers to make the silver parts easier to color, then glued them on top of the red parts. It made for a really nice layering effect. Layers make everything better. I also applied the same eyeshadow technique to these pieces I made for the halo crown, cause I found out I had no gold or metallic red paint, and I was broke and didn't want to buy more anyway, so I work with what I got. It's DIY or die in this house, baby. Alright, now that we have all of our essential pieces made and gathered, we can actually start on the makeup now. Woohoo! Since this involves prosthetics, I gotta deviate from how I normally start a look because I actually have to apply the prosthetic pieces before I put on the rest of my makeup. So let's...
And we had, in a past stream, we were all discussing our different choices of the color of the trim. And we went with the white, right? We went with the white. I think we did. We must have. Yeah, because there's a lot of, ooh. I swear to fucking God, if whoever, when I get you, the inventor of WebP file formats, when I get you. Ooh.
Let's prep our prosthetic pieces using the secret ingredient, bald cap plastic.
They had it coming. They sure do.
The wings to my face and make it blend into my skin.
No.
First, I had to take a clean eyeshadow applicator and brush a section of the eyeshadow off the wings, just to ensure the plastic sticks better. I think this is about half an inch in width that I took off. Next, take the bald cap and put it on over top of the area you wanted and cut out a section, leaving at the most 5/8 inch of plastic around the outer edges.
Finally, okay.
Now to attach the plastic to the paper and later our face, we'll be using Prozaid, a liquid adhesive made for SFX makeup. Grab a face...
Wow, Prozaid just takes me right back to high school. You remember just gluing shit on your face because you could? Yummy.
Paintbrush, shake the bottle well before opening it, and paint the liquid onto that cleaned area of the paper. And remember not to use too much of it to prevent paper warping. You're supposed to wait until it gets tacky before putting the plastic on top, but since this is paper and not skin, that happens twice as fast. So gently touch it with your finger, and if it's tacky, start gently placing the plastic on top. Wait a minute or two for it to set, then cut away the excess around the eye hole, again leaving about 5/8 inch of plastic around the edge.
Oops.
My hands were shaking so badly while I was cutting it. I was so nervous because I only did this once before in an off-camera trial run. I am so relieved I didn't mess it up. I then took some of my silver eyeshadow and color-based eye primer and put it on over top of where the plastic meets the paper to try and blend it in.
And I'm just gonna be doing this. I'm just gonna be cutting this image out for the whole stream and probably all of tomorrow too. So if you have any expectations of what else, of anything else for the day, I'm not her. But, you know, that's what we're here for. We're just slowly getting the final mix out. And that's all that matters, all right? It'll be out eventually.
Now let's finally head over to the makeup table and truly get this party started. After prepping my face and gluing down my eyebrows and taking a deep breath because I was a complete nervous wreck while filming this, I took my first wing
it's just
and
March
put
Caprice.
it up against my...
You don't have to be a nervous wreck about anything to do with March Caprice. It's just March Caprice. There is absolutely nothing to worry about.
Bare face to see where it was gonna go and where the plastic would attach. I took a detail brush and some brown eyeshadow and sketched the lines where the plastic fell on my face so I knew where to paint on the Prozade.
SFX makeup. That's so cool.
Then I did the same thing from earlier, shook the bottle and used my face paintbrush to paint on the Prozade over top of the lines I sketched. And since this is skin, you don't have to be as light-handed. You want a nice, good amount on there.
Mm-hmm.
Lightly tap to make sure it's tacky, and then add on your wing. I ended up missing a couple spots and had to fix it here and there, but it still worked.
Ooh, blend those edges.
Now this is the part where I'm supposed to blend the edges with liquid latex or dissolve the edges with face-safe acetone. But I don't have nor could I afford either of those things, so we're skipping that step. Plus the other accessories that I'm gonna add on later cover up the areas where you can see the plastic, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Wait a minute or two for the Prozade.
If your lighting is good enough, no one will see the edges anyway.
To fully dry down.
Take your shortcuts where you can, because it's easier on yourself, right? Take your shortcuts where you can.
On, and you should have a little something like this. Now we start adding liquid foundation over top of the plastic on all of the areas that are gonna blend in with my skin. I avoided my eye area because that's where my eye primer is gonna go. And after adding my foundation to the rest of my face, I blended the whole thing with my beauty blender sponge thingy. You know what this thing is. Finally, to set everything, I first took a sponge and applied Mehron color set powder onto the bald cap plastic and all the areas where it meets my skin, except for the
You all don't even know. Like the things that I get to see well before you do. Well before you do. I shouldn't leak anything. And I shouldn't leak it. But you know what? I get to see things, and I saw them.
Eye area. And then used my normal setting powder to set the rest of my face. And now I'm back into more familiar territory. To start on the eyeshadow, I'm going to use Beauty Creations color-based eye primer in whiteout and put it all over my eyelid all the way up to my brow bone. Then drag it all the way out onto the plastic until it meets the silver of the face wing. And I put it all the way around my under eye as well. And don't forget to add your setting powder barrier to catch eyeshadow fallout like I did. And you guys are gonna pretend that I totally did not get too excited and forget to put it on before I started my eyeshadow. Okay? Cool. And now to start adding color. First, I'm breaking out my Old Reliable and my...
There are tons of people. It's like a TikTok. This is definitely from like a TikTok shop. They do a lot of like anime inspired like makeup palettes. Cool.
Favorite goth eyeshadow palette? Morbid by Neko Yanin. The palette with not one, but two black shades that do not come to play games on that color payoff. I'm gonna take the matte black shade appropriately named Shadow and put that all over my inner corner.
That is a good black.
Then take an angled detail brush and create a sharp downward point. Next, I'm going to use a matte red eyeshadow and put that at the center of my eyelid, stopping just short of my outer corner.
Red eyeshadows are actually some of the most difficult to formulate because usually a lot of red pigment comes from a very specific breed of beetle. So it's, you know, it's crushed up beetle. So now with like the new wave of like, it's pretty much like industry standard to have like vegan. You need to be vegan. You need to be animal friendly. You need to have that little bunny on your makeup product, kind of like across the board. It's just like it's just what people expect from their makeup brands today. So, but like without that beetle and that very intense color payoff that unfortunately dead beetle makes, there's not very a lot of very vibrant reds that occur very naturally. So nowadays, like if you do find like a red shadow, that means that it's like heavily dyed and therefore will probably stain your skin after using it. Which is totally fine for some people. Like I, for instance, I think it's always kind of cool, like when a makeup leaves a little bit of residue, you know? Like there are products like lip and cheek stains that like are intentionally trying to stain your skin to give it more of like a natural finish. But if you are looking for like a red shade, either know that it is going to stain your skin and it's most likely going to do that because again, most makeup is vegan. Because that's just become what customers have demanded, and that has become an industry standard. And or it is very not vegan, and a couple of beetles did die for you to be pretty. So enjoy that red shade. You know what I mean? And that's red. Chemistry.
Now we're gonna blend where the two colors meet. But since these are such contrasting colors,
But this is these are some nice color payoff of the pigments that Chatterose Peyton did pick. But I'm assuming again because it's like a very independent seller, like a TikTok shoppy person. I'm assuming that it's all dye. So she was probably stained after this.
I blended with my finger first, then used a maroon eyeshadow on top to act as a transition shade, which helped create the gradient. Bringing back the metallic silver eyeshadow from earlier, I put that on my outer corner and underneath it. Then dragged it all the way out until it met the silver of the face wings.
The blending. The blending. The blending. Man, like 80% of all makeup is just blending.
Once again, you're going to blend where the two colors meet on your eyelids, which was much easier than blending the red and black. Speaking of which, now you're going to add the red and black to your under eye and blend where those colors meet as well.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Peyton has used, for the soundtrack of her video, she's been using March Caprice for music. March Caprice participants, yeah, you can see them right here. Right. Isn't that cool? Isn't it cool how like March Caprice can be like this symbiotic, it's hey, it's community. Hey, that's you know that's what it's there for.
Once you're happy with everything, you are now free to remove your setting powder barrier. For my contour, I didn't really do anything too crazy, just the basic stuff around the edges of my face and on the bridge of my nose. And now to move on to the face paint
That's
elements.
good.
With a picture of my
Good
makeup
boy.
sketch on standby as a reference image, I used a detail brush and brown eyeshadow again to sketch out the black pieces at the center of my forehead and the silver lines that go over top of my eyebrows. Once I was happy with it, I took my black water activated eyeliner and a flat tipped eyeliner brush and started drawing and filling in the black pieces. Remember, if you're gonna attempt this look for yourself, go slow and take your time. And wait until the black completely dries down before moving on. Once it was dry, I used my metallic silver eyeliner to outline the black pieces. I had to be quick but also light-handed and careful because the silver has a nasty habit of trying to mix in with the black underneath, which is why I said to wait until the black completely dries down. And now we break out the red eyeliner to draw the heart right in between my eyebrows. You probably already noticed that I didn't sketch it out, and that's because the area was just too small, so I had to throw caution to the wind and completely freehand it. Which I was very nervous about. I was barely
How hard could a heart be, Michael? You've been drawing it your whole life. And then like a heart, right? Ooh, a heart. I know what a heart is. Ooh. That looks like shit. Oh, uh-oh. Oops. I don't... oh. Don't look at me. Don't look at my bad hearts. I'm horrible at drawing hearts.
breathing when I was trying to pull this off. Once the red dried down, I lined the inner part with silver.
You know what I mean?
Then I used the silver to paint on
Peyton's
the
is
lines
much
over
better.
my eyebrows. I had to go over them with a second coat to really get them to show up. Finally, let's use the eyeliner for its original purpose and line our eyes in black. I went all the way around my eye and dragged it out past my inner corner and onto the face wing to create the largest eyeliner wing that I have ever made. And because I have super hooded eyelids, I have to use what I've heard called the Batman eyeliner to make it look like a normal wing.
What you doing? Oh, sorry, sweetheart. How's
To
it going?
finish up our eyes, I'm breaking out my Nubian Glow palette from Juvia's Place.
Ooh, Juvia's Place
I'm
is
using
good.
the top left and bottom right gold shades on my inner corners to match the yellow gems on my halo crown. I know it's super subtle, but I swear it's there, guys. And now we move on to the lipstick. I'll be using two different colors today. Sleepwalker from Black Moon Cosmetics, my favorite matte black lipstick of all time, and this delicious metallic red shade called DeVille, also from Black Moon. So I looked up a bunch of ombre lip tutorials, but none of them really worked for me, so I'm just winging it. I started by applying DeVille first on the outer parts of my lips, trying my best to make my lip shape pointy looking. Next, I put Sleepwalker on the inner section and tried not to go too far past where the red starts. Then I took more of DeVille but wiped the doe foot applicator off a little bit and tried my best to blend the two colors together. Listen, I'm not gonna pretend I know what I was doing here. There was probably a better way of doing this, but that knowledge is beyond me, so take this process with a grain of salt. Next, and tried my best to blend the two colors together. Listen, I'm not gonna pretend I know what I was doing here.
I have, yeah, but I muted myself. Thank you. Thanks, Teal. So blending. If you wanted to blend two lip colors together, you could always take another brush, take another like sponge applicator, because if you're just using like two products, that is kind of mixing them together, which can change the color in the tube of, you know, one product to the other. So you could always just use like a separate brush to blend them together, very much in the same way that you're doing with this doe foot, right? And then, you know, brushes. That's such a like a thing where it's like very relaxing for thumbnail making. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. Thumbnails. They are so necessary. And then the worst part is coming up with what a thumbnail needs to look like. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they are the bane. They seriously are. And they're necessary. They need to not only like tell people like what the heckin' video is about, but they also need to be eye-catching and good for the algorithm. Just let me have my artistic thumbnail. I cannot do that. I don't think anybody can do thumbnails well. I think they're supposed to look stupid. That's just what they're supposed to be. Embrace the cringe. Embrace the stupid thumbnail. But like, you also like aren't, no, it's impossible for anyone to be bad at them, and you're like specifically not bad at them, Deal. Yours are good. You do a good advertisement. You do good at that. Oh, and you can also, if you wanted to blend, you go just rub your lips together. Or use a finger. Use a finger. Blend your tools. Your toolkit is never limited. A big monkey brain. We evolved just simply because of the tools that are attached to our hands. So, you know, and they're free.
Here, there was probably a better way of doing this, but that knowledge is beyond me, so take this process with a grain of salt.
Oops. Don't want to go that close.
Now for the finishing touch, I actually couldn't film it because I had to put on a wig and then glue on all of these pieces with eyelash glue and or Prozade, which would have spoiled the full look. So I did that all off camera. Sorry. But now it's time for the final reveal.
Wow, sick Ansem's Report podcast reference. And a knife.
And cue the glamour shots! I hope you guys like the red mood lighting. I was trying a little something different. I love how the eyes came out so much. She looks like she could beat you up. And considering she's supposed to be a weapon, I'd say that's pretty on brand. I hope you guys love this look as much as I do. She was a labor of love and a bundle of nerves.
That's a cool jacket,
I've never
too.
pulled off a look this crazy before. If you like this video and you like what I do here, why not subscribe? Because I got more makeup videos planned for the future, including my next big makeup series. I also have a Ko-fi if you want to support my cosmetic and or fangirl shenanigans and maybe help me pay a bill or two. Also, makeup supplies are not cheap, y'all. Also, by the time you guys are seeing this video, the pics of this look are already up on my Instagram for you to admire to your heart's content. So go show them some love if you're on there. And now with all of the shilling out of the way, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. And thank you to the shadowy organization behind March Caprice for having me back again this year. I hope I encouraged some of you to stick around, but if you're just passing on through in the spirit of the season, I hope to see you all again next year. Remember to show some love to everybody else participating this year. And until next time, may your heart be your guiding key, and happy March Caprice, everybody!
Oh, shoot. Happy March Caprice, Peyton! Like. Your Ultima looks like she... Your Ultima looks like she hangs around bars just to get in fights. She doesn't drink. She just fights. Some prosthetics. Prosthetics. And awesome prosthetics. And God, it's so cool getting to see the process of that. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome prosthetics. And I love that jacket. Happy March Caprice. Caprice. And we liked, we subscribed. Heck yeah. Shut up!
And so IO is merging with OpenAI.
But Esper, funny. Very, very funny that you tuned in. Just as we are, it's it's time to watch Peak. Here we effing go, man. Here we effing go. Actually, let's. Thank you so much, vodka. Yes? Okay. And yes. And I'm a little stinker. But I've also looked at a few other streams. No, that's totally good. I don't say a lot in other people's streams either. I like the content. Okay. Everybody ready? Is everybody seated? Are we ready? Hello? Let me make sure that the HD is all up. Because here it is. Fools! This is why people cannot defeat darkness. What? Their heart has been lost, engulfed by our will. Darkness is. They're possessed. Hey, snap out of it. They cannot hear you. What's wrong with you? Ooh. Ephemer! Oh my god. Ephemer? I'm good.
Love is a spark cast into water. Love is a blaze. It shines through the dark, burns burns ever hotter than kills and betrays. Passages cannot stay open forevermore.
Oh God.
Sometimes the only way forward means closing the door.
Three.
Keep it locked up, keep it sealed tight, shut it down and turn away. Hope you've stocked up, it's a long night, nothing good is meant to stay. Sometimes the ones we love the most have the worst things to hide. Sometimes the monsters turn out to be those who stood there by your side. So keep it locked up, keep it sealed tight, shut it down and turn away.
His truth goes seeping through.
Think of the fragile things. No. Nothing good is meant to stay.
God, Esper. Esper, you make like such juicy tears. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. So, and like half of this entire thing is just fucking 360 shots, which is, you know, just the hardest thing to do in 2D animation.
Down and
Like,
have the
hello?
worst things.
Do you see the do you see the spins? Do you see the spins? Hello. 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 Like, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? Woo. The spins. And they just spin. And they just keep spinning. God, you're also like such a good choreographer. Like because fight in cinema is choreography. Hello. Also, like, love the art style when like people's eyes and eyelashes like continue inside of their hair. That's always good. God, oh, the juicy tears. God. And this whole room, did the whole room, or someone did the background, correct? Background's done by Okido. Shout out Okido. The 360 shots would never have come out as well as they did without my background artist, Okido. They illustrated it in a way where I could loop it seamlessly. Hee hee. Yes. Oh, I could do this. I could copy the link address and give them a nice shout out. Oh, ooh. Is that really what a... Let me just... background artist is a KH fan. They reeled the okidoki. Okidoki. There's this above. Right. Here. And I'm also stinky, stupid, dumb. Stinky, stupid, dumb. Theirs is Okido. Okidoki. They were the Okidoki background artist. Ugh. But oh my god. I can't say enough. I cannot say enough about this. Happy March, Caprice. Happy March, Caprice. I love it. Esper, I love it so much. I know your faces. Uh, you can say enough about this. Pin the comment. Ah. Esper, I love it. I can't get out. I can't move on from it. I love it so much. Ugh. I love it. Ah. Thank you. Shouts out to Esper for existing. You know what I mean? Oop. Oop. Cancel your Disney Plus subscription today. It is BDS. Had a blast doing the animation. Yay! And then I wonder, would it be like horrible if I went and went in peed for a minute while you guys? Oh, I shouldn't have moved this. Okay. Hold on and just like watch this for 2 seconds. Bioroxis is gonna introduce his video. I will be right back though, I promise. I have to pee so bad.
If from the moment you can remember anything, you were used, told the only significance you had was being a cog in a plan that made you sick to your stomach. Every waking moment, it is burned into your brain how useless you are, how replaceable you are. But one day, a light shines in the darkness. Glimmers of hope creep into that cold, dark world you were isolated in. But when you follow it, when you feel that you've made it out, your second reality becomes more the same, being used and abused. How would you keep going? How would you keep that hope alive? Namine's tale is one of pain and loneliness, but the light that changes her story, that pushes her to fight for her existence, is one that we can all learn from. Welcome to the Psychology of Namine. Before we get into the video, I do want to make a point that this is a more serious topic. Abuse and manipulation are sensitive topics, and so while I think this is a very important conversation to have, I do want to recognize that this can be very hard to listen to or to engage in if you've had similar experiences or if you are dealing with something like this yourself. I'll have resources down below in the description and probably pinned in the comments as well, so I hope that you can take a look if these things resonate or if this encourages you to look for some more answers. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first scene we ever see of Namine sets up her character incredibly well. Blank white walls of Castle Oblivion tell the player she is in the same place as Sora. Though while Sora has willingly arrived, Namine is trapped, a bird in a cage. The second piece highlighted in this scene is her art, a splash of color in a whitewashed, silent room. She paints of freedom and friendship, two alien concepts that she longs for with all of her, well, with all her thoughts. With her mysterious power, she inserts herself into Sora's world, silently engraving her face in the chains of his memories. Through this, it almost feels real, like she does exist. But the relief of being seen pales in comparison to the guilt she holds over the manipulation of Sora's memories. Even if she is being forced to twist Sora's world, it doesn't take away from the pain she experiences doing it. It's not quite clear how much abuse Namine has suffered, but if it's anything like their treatment of the Riku replica, it's not pretty. You can see Namine not meeting eye contact, wilting in the face of the organization and trying to take up as little space as possible. All very clear indicators that something is wrong, that she doesn't want to antagonize or encourage any kind of attention or more abuse. She's tied to her chair, not with actual bindings, but frozen by fear. She's treated...
Gonna have to say good night, Teal, if you're still here. Nominee Peak is upon us. This is such a good video by Bio. I'm pretty sure he goes by Teal, if he's not here anymore to answer for you, Esper. But we are all situated again. I'm much better. Thank you all so much for waiting. I hope you enjoyed the nominee video while I was gone. And yes, this is also like a very important topic, so if you know, hey, abuse is a hell of a thing. And you can get out of it. You can always get out of it.
Slightly better when the plan is going well, but the threats hang over her. If she doesn't fall in line or do what is asked, she'll meet a similar fate to the Riku replica. Despite how easy it would be to hide behind the organization forcing her to manipulate Sora, Namine blames herself. She keeps herself shackled to that chair. It never even seems to cross her mind to try and escape, until Axel brings it up. She makes a run for it, finding Sora and stopping the illusion that she had created. Throughout all this time watching Sora in the Castle of Oblivion, Namine has come to truly care for him. And while there isn't a ton of exposition or time spent developing the bond, we can tell that Namine cares for Sora. So it makes sense that when she does try to escape, that she looks for Sora and stops the illusion that she created. I think this is a really important line that Namine says here.
But Marluxia, he...
Bet I know who that is. Was he the fella who made you tamper with all of our memories?
If I didn't obey, he said I'd be locked in this castle forever. I've been alone for so long.
So you did what he told you to do because you were lonely?
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. Please don't cry.
Oh. Of course. I know I really don't have the right to.
That's not what I meant.
What?
She was lonely for so long.
Isn't it so funny that so Megan Martin did we looked at it before AIDS video, right? We did AIDS video already. He got her to read some extra lines through Cameo. Cameo is such an important resource. And like she goes into like do the Namine voice if you look back on it, and like she just is speaking normally and she sounds exactly like Namine, and then she does here's my Namine voice and it's like a little too high and you're like, oh, okay. But you know, that it must just be like the difference between like mics, because she was recording it on her phone, of course, as with most cameos. So that's the difference between like a studio mic and just on your phone, which is the difference is getting smaller and smaller nowadays, of course. But you know, it's also just funny to like here's my regular speaking voice and here is the character voice, and your speaking voice was closer, at least to my ear.
An unbearable, crushing loneliness that she longed to be free from. All it cost was a boy's heart. A boy she really didn't even know. A boy who, after her manipulation, would have given his heart up for her if she asked. The fact that she reveals her deception to Sora shows her character, and she owns that. She doesn't shy away.
It's like how Zuko's voice is literally Dante speaking. Exactly. Right? Exactly. Some people just have like naturally good voices.
Way a wilt before Sora. Even though they haven't quite interacted, Namine has been able to see Sora's heart and knows that she is safe with him. It's actually one of the few times we see Namine looking at someone as she speaks. Despite the illusion she created of the relationship, it was still safe. Safe enough for her to feel even the faintest bit of freedom and acceptance, to be seen. Which made her realize this is not how she wanted to be seen. She breaks the illusion, accepting that she would never be in anyone's heart, so that she doesn't continue to hurt Sora. And I think that's important. I know I've rushed up to the point where Sora and Namine start interacting, but I want to pause and just quickly go back to the loneliness and the isolation that Namine felt. She didn't have anyone that truly cared. We don't know how long she's been awake for, but we do know that she's been trapped by the organization for most of that time. used as a pawn in their schemes. Seeing how easily Roxas
I think, wasn't there like a little bit of like a calendar, I guess you would call it, like a revealed of like in an interview, somewhere, sometime in the last 5 years or so, I think it was released, of like they actually like did map out like how far in between, especially days is really the only entry into the series that has like definitive days passing, you know what I mean? But I think in that that calendar little like breakdown that they had, Nominee, like it kind of proved that Nominee was only alone in Castle Oblivion for like maybe like 4 days. Which, you know, if you're only 4 days old, those 4 days of complete isolation, like not seeing another being anywhere, must have been very isolating. But I think I need to delve into that calendar a little bit more. I definitely want to do like a whole video about that. That would be, I think, really interesting.
was pulled into the ranks shows how sharp Nominee is. She was able to discern that something wasn't right. But she was isolated, unloved, unwanted, and then she's shown this boy that she can insert her life into, and how impactful that was for her to finally have somebody that cared for her. And so the choice to break that illusion, to essentially look at the dream of what could be, and then look back at where she was before and decide it's better that way, I can't even imagine, I can't even put into words how hard that choice must have been. Stepping in to help Sora, though, causes her to harm the Riku replica. The exchange between Larxene and Nominee is chilling, honestly, if you look at it through the lens of abuser and abused. Larxene and the organization forced Nominee to change Sora, but then threw it back in her face when she tried to stand up for herself. It's not that Nominee didn't have a conscience, it's clear that she struggled through all of it.
That is one of those things, right? In abusive relationships, is that like you are always blamed for everything, even like even the other person's faults, things that they organized. Yeah, I can picture her just drawing memories she doesn't even know about for 4 days. Exactly, right? Imagine if that's your birth, just there. Hey, how's it going? I wonder how much like memories of like Kairi, how much memories of Sora, because like, of course, like Roxas's whole thing of how he's like zombified for the first like week of his life is because of his unique birth. Like everybody else who is a nobody does like instantly have like memories of themselves, right? Or at least I think that's the implication. And, you know, Roxas being so important, and, you know, the outlier to the rule. I wonder if, like, if it was, like, oh, Nominee got all of, like, she got the lion's share of memories when she was born. When they were both born. 'Cause, like, so I wonder how much she has of, like, okay, so I have these memories from Sora. I have these memories from Kairi because, like, I'm her nobody. I have a perception of myself, maybe? I don't know. It's also, you know, Nominee is like a girl in the series, so, like, Nomura is not at all interested in even asking these questions. So, it's like... What do we even do? What does she think about herself? Does she know, does she have a self? Does she have self-image, like, before people start to, like, find her somewhere within the castle? It's very frustrating how these, like, kind of somehow, like, basic questions just aren't even being paid attention to. Most do. Axel said something about that in Days. The first 8 definitely remember. Yeah. So it's like, when it is the exceptions to the rule, because, you know, that's the whole thing about being the main character of the series, is that you have to establish your rules of the universe, and just so that your main character can break them because they are the most special. But where does that leave Naminé? What does she have? Does she have more memories of Sora's? Does she have more memories of Kairi's? What are we doing? Hello, sir, come back. I need a comment. Please answer my questions.
It's a very common tactic too in abusive relationships. Veiled threats and coercion that, when challenged, are weaved into a narrative that it was actually the victim's fault that the abuser did something. They were the ones making the choices after all. How dare they try to shift the blame? I'm sure a lot of people, if you are online in this day and age, know the term gaslighting. It's a term that's kind of been diluted just because it's become so commonly used.
But
the idea is, right, that if someone is isolated and they're only getting information from one person, it is very easy to manipulate that information. And so if someone is being abusive and then turns around and says, no, actually, the reality is this, a lot of times that mix of manipulation and isolation and the abuser kind of being the only person that the victim can rely on is very, very, very complex to deal with and wrestle with. It's essentially the abuser saying, hey, this is your reality now, and being so manipulative, using fear tactics, using coercion, using veiled threats to make sure that that person stays in line. And as I pointed out before, those veiled threats were empty. The second Naminé stepped out of line, she is met with physical abuse, slapped aside.
Guys, UMGC is waiving their application fee through May 30th, so if you've been thinking about a degree or certificate...
Even after experiencing all of that, Naminé
don't go to college through, like, a college that advertises themselves. That's the biggest, like, red flag in an institution of higher learning, is that they, like, you know, they really want you to go there. Mama, nobody wants you to be attending college. Even though they make a ton of money off of you. They're very stingy. You want a college that plays hard to get. That, and, you know, people who call the police on you for being an anti-war protester. Just never attend that college.
Blames herself for everything that happened to Sora. Again, this is a very common victim mindset where I don't even know if I can explain it well enough, because the level of manipulation, the level of just shifting blame and gaslighting causes the victim to question their own sense of themselves, right and wrong, reality. And so it makes sense that Naminé internalizes all of that and doesn't even know what to believe. But the most powerful thing through all of this is Sora's acceptance. Naminé was ready to take the blame and disappear, to help Sora escape and fade into oblivion. She catches herself though as she starts to grieve, saying she doesn't even have a right to...
Looking back, I'm starting to think she named herself and picked something that was similar to Kairi's, not the same. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cute. It, like, no. Cute and also sad. Like, just nominate, like, well, I guess no one's gonna name me, so I have to name myself. And also, well, I guess I kind of know this person, Kairi, and I should be kind of like her. Aw, Naminé. I love Kingdom Hearts, and I love Naminé very, very much.
Feel bad. Sora, despite knowing everything is a lie, helps her. He comforts her. Again, just this reality check of, you are okay. This is not your fault. And I think having that second perspective and having that second person to kind of give her stability helps her to see herself as a person, which is so important. And so it's this kind of layered message, right, of as Sora treats her like a person, right, as he treats her with kindness and with love, she gets that mirrored back to her, right? She sees herself as a person who does want to live, right? Who does want to be a person. This is cut short though as she's captured by Marluxia, once more held hostage. When Marluxia commands her to erase the last bits of Sora's memories, essentially destroying his heart, she stands up for herself, finding the courage to stand up to her captors because of the kindness Sora showed her. Sora at this point is pretty far gone and tells Naminé to go ahead and destroy his heart because he knows he'll always protect her. Naminé is face to face with the consequences of her actions. A boy who has forgotten so much and is on the brink of completely losing himself. She feels guilty and, as penance, she helps Sora rechain his memories together, forgetting her and the time spent in Castle Oblivion. Before that offer though, she gives him a choice. Either go back to normal and remember all his friends and loved ones, or forget everything and stay with Naminé. It's this very real moment that I think often gets overlooked. Naminé is growing her own heart, even if she's not aware of that yet, and desperately yearns to be seen and to be known. She knows the right thing is to give Sora his memories back, but she can't help but hope, just a little bit, that he will give up everything for her, to be chosen for once, to be wanted. After Sora asks to gain his memories back, she says this.
Make me like I was.
That flinch.
Oh, okay. Nobody needs to keep a bunch of memories that aren't real, right? You want to remember all of the people who are really important to you. Anybody would choose that.
Nobody needs to keep a bunch of memories that aren't real.
The character animation of the series, I think, is very very underappreciated for just how good it is. There, people, you know, sure it's like very anime, but it's also so graceful. And again, like
it's this pain.
Like,
Nobody needs to keep a bunch of memories that aren't real. It's this painful acceptance that she isn't.
That flinch. They didn't show it that time. But like that. It really is grace when, you know, when they have the budget to, but even like full body animations and stuff, it really is so graceful and it does tell so much. It's really great. It's also, you know, being a kid's game, it's also great, like baby's first like character interpretation too. Because they are very animated. They are like very big. Like it's not subtle when she, you know, like flinches like that, but it is so meaningful. For sure, there's such subtleties in the quieter moments that really highlight the pathos in so many scenes. So many. That, I mean, looking into the animation of the entire series would take like for effing ever. But, you know, if somebody wants to do it, there is a wealth of stuff to talk about.
Important to Sora. At the core of Naminé is this need for acceptance, to be wanted. This could be from a host of things. It could be because she's the nobody of Kairi. Residual feelings could definitely be there. It could be from her isolation in the castle or the abuse she has endured from the organization. Having someone actually show her a modicum of kindness would have such a profound impact on anyone. So of course she's going to want to continue to experience that, and why she broaches the question to Sora in the first place. I don't really think it's manipulative for her to say all of this, or to share how she feels. She's genuinely looking for connection, and logically knows that she isn't really anything to Sora. Even if
so many people, like, I don't know. I, like, for the longest time, just, like, sat with myself and my own interpretation of the series for so long, but, like, so many people jumped down Naminé's fucking throat without, like, ever once even considering like what it would be like to like lead her existence, and how it's so not her fucking fault. It's like I don't know. It's just Naminé haters when I get you. Naminé haters when I get you. One example I was thinking of just the other day was the part in DDD when Sora gets bombarded with all of Roxas's memories and grief, and the way you can see him thinking, processing, coming to grips with still coming up short, still coming up short with an answer is just such insanely good character acting. Yes. Oh my god. Ugh. It's a good game. They're good games, Jack.
If it was all built on a lie, Namine cherishes the memories and experiences she has had with Sora. Sora doesn't see it as an ultimatum though, with his choice to remember or forget. He believes that he can still be friends with Namine even if he does forget. Namine had this very strict viewpoint about being able to stay together or be forgotten. There was no compromise or in-between for her. So
I don't believe in no-win scenarios.
Impactful moment for her to be able to make this promise with Sora. A promise to not be forgotten. A promise of a better future together with others, not alone. Even though it hurts her greatly to disappear and be forgotten, the promise gives her hope. I didn't really know where to work it in at this point, but when Namine changes Sora's charm to the star, there's this moment where we get this backstory with Sora and Riku and
that's because they were kids when they played this and just believed, oh, she's a witch. Witch was bad. Which is also, like, not... that's, like, one of those things where it's not, like, 100% a one-to-one translation, right? It's... I don't even know what it is in the Japanese, but, like, yeah. Well, like, how could you have this idea of, like, witch being bad when, like, we grew up in the era of, like, Sabrina the Teenage Witch and, like, yeah, practical magic, freaking Charmed and everything. Which I have been watching for the first time. Slowly. I'm slowly getting through it. But, like, oh my god, that house is amazing. I think, you know, while we've always had, like, a bad, like, relationship with women and, like, with witches, like, there was such an eclectic admiration of, like, mysticism and, like, coming like out really like it started in the 60s and then it kind of just ramped up into like those 90s like television things and then like again like progression is never like all linear, so like we're definitely in a bad place, especially when it comes to women, sure, but also it's like the relationship of so many people just being like actually fucking schizophrenic and thinking that like demons are real and like magic is real and people actually can put curses on you and they go out and they fraternize with the devil. What the fuck are we doing? It was already embarrassing enough that we had like the satanic panic in the 80s. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You have, sure, they were like the earliest versions of them, but you have cell phones. No one who has a cell phone should ever worry about like demons and Satan being real. But now, and that was 40 fucking years ago, and the same schizophrenic people are still thinking that demons are real. Still like putting together. There was somebody like, I think it was maybe in Georgia or something. Like, they had a mob come up to their, like, witchy shop that sells fucking knickknacks and crystals for your kids to buy. Like, get out of our town. Insane. Fucking sane. Insane. Salem witch trial goers in the 17th century playing Chain of Memories be like, getting a lot of witch vibes from this nominee. Those people are still around. Those people are still around. Medieval peasant brain bitches are still around. Your Salem fact of the day, however, is witches in the United States were never burned. We hung our witches. They were only ever burned in Europe. Or, you know, all records are that we hung them instead of burning them. So, like, when especially, like, people say, like, we're the daughters of the witches you couldn't burn. Like, wrong continent, sweetheart. The witch trials were going on at the same time, but, like, Europe burning, America hanging. Both bad. Both bad.
And Namine kind of inserts herself into that memory, where both fight over her to see who's going to protect her. The charm is an embodiment of Sora's quote-unquote promise to protect Namine. And even though it's a fake memory, the importance of that and the story that she wanted to tell is just something that I wanted to point out. And that's really it for Sora's side interacting with Namine. That promise though rings through the rest of the franchise, tying Namine's destiny with Sora's. Riku's interactions with Namine show another side of her. We knew that there was a fear of the organization. We can see her hiding behind the pod as Riku comes in, and she audibly gasps when Riku exclaims in anger, seeing Sora suspended in front of him.
Sora! What have you done to Sora?
Nothing.
It shows the experiences that she endured in the castle are etched into her heart quite deeply. She's able to regulate herself though and talk with Riku about his darkness, offering to lock it away. Darkness scares Namine, probably being paired with isolation and also just the fear of what lurks inside the darkness. While Riku declines and goes on his own journey to find himself, Namine isn't free after these events of Chain of Memories. Someone else finds her, locking her away in that same isolating cage once more.
Diz when I catch you, 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 diz when I catch you. Bitch.
During Days, we get a peek into more of Namine's thoughts. We see that she is scared of Diz, noting that there are things he won't tolerate. She escaped the organization, but she is still trapped, a bird in a cage, with Diz holding the key. There was another glimmer of hope though. Roxas and Xion fighting to exist has a pretty direct impact on Namine. She's always been told that she shouldn't exist, that she's useless, but watching Roxas and Xion fight so hard to live makes Namine question. Diz consistently reinforces this idea, constantly dehumanizing her, essentially trying to strip her of her autonomy and will. But the strength of heart that Roxas and Xion possess, the fight to exist, to be their own person, helps Namine see a different perspective, a new world where she has a future and wouldn't fade away. This starts out as a quiet voice in her head though, that would continually grow throughout the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. Namine in Kingdom Hearts 2 has a more serene attitude. She takes on a mysterious, almost guide-like role for Roxas, as she helps them to come to terms with the returning memories of Sora. As she reveals the truth to Roxas, she introduces herself as a witch because that's what Diz called her. This line makes my blood boil. The casual way she says this, the lack of emotion that she has while talking about her unusual power to impact Sora's memories, she essentially just traded one abusive, manipulative captor for another. Diz just uses her to fix everything. The way that he talks directly impacts the way that Namine sees things. I mean, the way that she talks about nobodies is so fundamentally messed up. The nonchalant, matter-of-fact way that she tells Roxas that he wasn't even meant to exist in the first place is indicative of the things that Diz had said to her that she's internalized. You can see this in the way that Roxas reacts to what she said, asking, how could you even say that, even if it was true? Namine has literally been dehumanized, made to think she is nothing, not intended to even exist. Diz reinforced the abuse Namine experienced in the castle, relegated to a tool once again, stripping away those thoughts of freedom and autonomy, though with an extra helping of inferiority added in to poison Namine's self-image. She's held captive by Diz, being pulled away the second she veers off the directions he gave her. Her fight isn't gone though. The promise to Sora gives her the drive to fight back, to give Roxas the same hope that she received from Sora, that they won't disappear completely. Even if they are forgotten, they won't be lost. During the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, there was this calmness, this sereneness about the fact that she would disappear. But like I said, with seeing Xion and Roxas, it planted that small voice in her head. And so there's two different voices fighting for control in Namine's head. One of despair and one of hope. The voice of despair tells her just...
Inside of you, there are two wolves. And they should kiss.
Do what she's told, to be the useless tool she was created to be, that was the way she would be useful. The other voice, the one born from her interactions with Sora, the oath to return. This hope pushes her to fight back, to fight for freedom. I think this all builds up during the year she is with Diz, but it's finally truly crystallized for her in this interaction near the end, right before Sora returns. Diz orders Riku to take care of Axel and Namine, and Namine finally has the glass shatter. She finally truly sees how Diz regards her. With people in that situation, there's this idea of, if I can just be good enough, if I can, do everything that's asked of me, then I can be safe. Then maybe I won't have a reason to make them upset. And so Namine had this idea that as long as she was useful, she would be safe, or at least okay. Once it sunk in, though, that Diz wanted her gone, that no matter what she did, Diz would just get rid of her. It was the last push to taking action. People in an abusive environment know the red flags. They see what is happening. But either through fear or through hope, they try to hold on. And there's usually a building tension to get away. And you just need that one push to take action. And that action is really scary. Once you make that decision, everything changes. And so for a lot of people, their brain says, it is safer for me to try to not rock the boat, to stay safe, than to try to get away or try to go to safety and have that experience.
Do you think Nomura realized how bad Diz comes off in their story? I got what they wanted to go with him, but I think they went too far with him in his actions in the team. I mean, quite honestly, with the way that he is portrayed, especially like after KH2, is I don't think so. I don't think they thought about it that much. Just with the way he comes off, it's like it's very like, but that's in the past now, and he's apologized. He's apologized. What else do you want? It's a short answer, but no, I don't think they did. I don't think they do.
Explode or backfire. And so taking action is one of the hardest things to do in that situation. But Namine does take action.
I guess now, like nowadays, he's more important, like as a resource. You know what I mean? As like the guy who owns the lab, so he needs to be fine with everyone, and that's fine. And they have to be fine with it, and everything's fine.
She takes that chance and unites with Kairi, and eventually safely resides within her heart, getting to see Roxas whenever Kairi and Sora are together. Namine, though, takes a backseat for pretty much.
Like now in the series, they paint him as a reformed stepfather, and the rest of us are like, but yeah, exactly. Like again. And it's like, it doesn't even make all that much sense because, like, the science team in the lab is multiple people. Like, if they really need someone to, like, do exposition dumps with, like, an air of superiority, an air of authority, Yenzo is perfectly capable of doing that. Vexen is even perfectly capable of doing that. He's also a guy who, like, did his own redemption arc. And he seemed to actually, like, fucking care about redeeming himself. He tried. He was proactive in doing it. He did stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. There just could always be more work. There could just always be more work for men, for me. Men.
The rest of the series, sadly. But there's this new resolve that she has, and we see that resolve in Kingdom Hearts 3. Of course, Namine doesn't just flip a switch and everything's completely fine. Even in the end, Namine can't completely break free from that internalized inferiority, feeling as if nobody even cares if she returns. Sora reinforces that the others do care, and Namine is appreciative, but it was a little look into her thinking after everything she's been through. And while it may be controversial that she returned, I think the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 for Namine is amazing. Finally getting her own life, her own freedom, and being offered a hand. Not to be used, but to join others together. As equals. A somebody.
A somebody. Shut up. I don't want to use AI in fucking anything.
I've tried to weave this into the video throughout, but I did want to take a moment right at the end to better talk about abuse and abusive relationships separately. as it can be a really tough topic to broach. I think Namine's story is a really good, albeit surface level look at how abusive relationships wear away at someone, even if it's not physical. Abuse can show up in many different ways, with the main focus being power and control. The abuser uses any avenue to pull autonomy and control away from the victim, and we can see that woven through a lot of Namine's journey. In Castle Oblivion, she's told time and again how worthless she is, how she has nowhere to go. Wearing away someone's self-worth is a common tactic used to make the victim dependent on the abuser. Same with isolation, keeping the victim alone, holed up and telling them they can't go anywhere, or that no one would even want them if they got out. Being a nobody adds to that for Namine because she never even considers herself on the same level as a somebody, being literally dehumanized time and time again throughout. And Diz is especially vindictive and continuously carves at her sense of self, making sure she is kept under his thumb. See, with verbal and emotional abuse, it starts off very small. It's this very undercutting way of chipping away at someone's sense of self, which I think is even more harmful because the scrapes and bruises of the heart are not easily seen. It's harder to catch. This typically starts off, like I said, small, but it ramps up. It's usually an outburst that arises from tension, and after the outburst, there's usually a makeup period where the abuser goes above and beyond to reconcile things. This typically involves love bombing, which is an overwhelming amount of positive words, gifts, or anything that really overwhelms the person. It kind of floods you and gets your mind confused, essentially, because you're like, how can this person be so nice, but then they, do this horrible, awful thing, but then they do this nice thing again. Like, it must be my fault, right? Like, I'm the one messing this up. If I would just be quieter, if I would just stop saying things, it would stop making them mad. So it's very, very confusing for the victim. The more that this abuse continues, the less time is spent on that makeup period, as tension and outbursts happen more and more often. Honestly, I feel like the best way to describe it is a Venus flytrap, where there's a lot of small red flags that go under the radar until the victim is isolated completely and stuck in their abuser's web. I know this was super short. I don't really know how much to...
Oh, okay. So it's like a Venus flytrap. You have the idea of like like a bug or a fly like walks into its jaws and then it snaps shuts. No, if you actually watch it, it's a very slow. It slowly closes around them, until the fly like doesn't even realize that they're trapped. Before there is no point of there is a point of no more escape. And they realize it too late.
Spend on this or how much to talk about this. I don't want to overwhelm people with information. If you have more questions, please ask them down below in the comments or reach out to me personally. I can't be a counselor for you, but I can help clarify some things, point you on the right path towards resources if the ones down below aren't helpful. Again, I know this is a very, very deep topic, and I spent, not a whole lot of time talking through it. But I hope if any of this resonates, or if it sets off alarm bells, that you look into this some more. There are abuse hotlines, info online that you can look up discreetly if you are worried that you're being monitored or, if something's going on. I also, like I said, have resources down below if you want to check that out. I'm really not sure how to smoothly segue into a wrap-up for this video. Namine's story really is just such a somber one when it's viewed in this lens. It has a happy ending, and I'm so happy for Namine that she had someone there to be her guiding light.
She got
It really
out.
just takes one person to shine a light on someone in a dark place, to give that conflicting evidence, that second perspective, that maybe the things you're experiencing from others isn't okay. And so was that light for her. A shooting star that she wished upon with all her heart to save her. And he shone brightly, lighting up her world and changing it forever. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to leave it very, very brief at the end here. If you think someone could benefit from hearing this story, please share it with them. I really hope that this is a great way to start some conversations with friends or family or with other people. One of the hardest things about abuse and the way that it isolates people is that it's really, really tough to talk about. And so I hope that this video can be something that can, start that conversation. I do want to thank my patrons for supporting me. I know this video took a long time to get produced. Honestly, it was just really, really tough with the current climate and just the nature of this video. It was hard to be in a place mentally to kind of dig into a lot of this and to talk about all this. So I hope the wait hasn't been too long for you guys, but I appreciate the support.
Thank you for facing the darkness for us, biome. Yeah, it It's also really important that like that you know, there's Kingdom Hearts is a great many things in the series, but subtle isn't really one of them. So like Naminé being like such a direct like abuse parallel, especially you know being a children's story, is so important. You know, I don't think it would be like a great exaggeration to say that there might have been, you know, quite a couple of kids who recognized maybe they weren't in that great of a place with someone kind of because of Naminé. And, you know, it's always good to give children that, you know, appropriate window of being an out, and in a very poetic way, even though like Sora was Naminé's guiding light, Naminé could be that guiding light for a lot of kids. And that's important. And this is a very important and very good video. By Bio, as always, but you know, super detailed, super like thought out. Though he said like it wasn't as detailed as much, he comes from it as from like his counseling position, because he is a counselor. So like to him it's not as detailed, but like this is pretty good work, you know what I mean? Excuse me. I hope the psychology of Donald Duck is next. Jesus Christ, guys. By Dick. Is this must be by Dick. Not Diz. Darkness in Cock. Dick. That's great. Derpy, that's an awesome comment. I just pine. I pied. I pied. Happy March, Caprice. Happy March, Caprice. Oops. I subscribed. Cool. It's kind of nice that a cool parallel with Naminé and Kairi is that Kairi was a princess in Radiant Garden, and post KHK Naminé is like the princess now. Oh my god, that's true. When she comes out, yeah, with like the flowers and like the presentation of like all of the knights there, you know, very cool. And she deserves it. It's what she deserves.
support. And if you want to support me, you can on Patreon and on YouTube. Subscribe.
The claps for bio, claps for bio.
Leave a like on the video.
I
always like to have like a comment for people at the end of the video. So if you saw all the way up to the end, promise. I like that word. I think that's a very important word for Namine's story.
Promise?
So
is that what
if you got this far in the video, word promise into your comment, or just leave the word promise. And I'll see you in the next video.
Oh my god. I don't remember this part at all. Oh my god. Sunny, I swear to god.
Over the years, I've been a part of this community. I tend to find that
Oh, fuck it up. Ooh, fuck it up. God damn, Sunny, fuck it up.
Kingdom Hearts 1 is often enveloped in this ambivalence, like Schrodinger's video game. It's either regarded as the best game in the series, while at the same time being the most underrated. Some say it has the best story because it has the least amount of it as a first entry. And some of the gameplay design philosophy could be seen as dated, but that simplicity is what those people love about it. I am one of those people, and to further hone in on this irony, the older I get, the newer this game feels. Partly what I mean is, droves of people are discovering new things about the game for what seems like every other month, or details end up resurfacing that were even speculated on forums way back in the day. Kingdom Hearts 1 has this elusive reputation, unparalleled by other entries in the series, but if you clicked on this video, you already knew that. I hear all the time about how Kingdom Hearts 1 carries this foreboding aura, and that is of course valid. However, that's not exactly what I'll be talking about today. To the few of you who know me and this channel, I think my adoration for unsettling, ominous undertones is especially telling that I really like Silent Hill. I promise this is still a Kingdom Hearts video. It's an intriguing overlap, but it's actually not as uncommon as you might think. Both series establish a sense of atmosphere at an industry-wide scale, and they both bear a narrative structure beckoning deeper questions and hidden truths. With that being said, there is this one moment in Kingdom Hearts that captures something like this for me. A moment so incredibly brief, it happens this one time and it never happens again. But we'll need to build some context first. It all begins...
Bitch! It begins with emo music.
Under the sea. If I could pick two components of this game conducive to absolute misery for fans, they would be the gummy ship missions and the entire world of Atlantica. At this point, the player is likely around level 30, and a majority of the Disney worlds are in their back pocket. We can gather that most
This is so funny because like at the same time that this was happening during March Caprice, it was like Allie was doing her her playthrough of original PS2 KH1, and Atlantica is her favorite world.
people have a surefire strategy by now. Their shortcuts binded to their liking. I myself partake in a bit of the old Bambi jump Thundaga spam, and with high jump from Monstro, along with gliding now available through Neverland, the player can go back and clear a wide array of vertical and horizontal challenges they've been teased with throughout the entire game. There's a real sense of personal advancement and encroaching progression. We felt as if we were learning and growing with Sora, and it's a raw feeling that really only the first installment of a story can truly capture. Then we descend into the ocean, The change to Sora isn't just a cosmetic one. He doesn't have legs anymore. Sora's physical prowess is so unbelievably stilted here by design, and seeing as how enemies are affected by specific elements, along with Ariel using spells, with an inventory packed with ethers, the game is enticing the player to alter what they've learned up until this point, and truly focus on magic. So your attacks and offensive abilities are locked or compromised. No jumping, no dodge rolling, no summons, no guarding, so your defensive options are mercilessly restricted, and Leaf Bracer, the ability that grants Sora invincibility during a cure, isn't in the original game. It's a final mix edition. Pair all of this with that song on repeat, and I can't imagine the little JRPG kids of yore being happy enough to join in on some karaoke. It's no stretch to assume that most people felt that sense of progression I spoke of earlier suddenly snatched away from them. It's just an annoyance. Most young bucks want to press the X button and hit things with their Keyblade. They want to jump, dash, and roll around, and Atlantica is so anti all of that. But this unknowingly serves as the foundation for that moment that's about to come up. The game relinquishes control. We progress through the world. Some Heartless spawn, and by fighting them, we realize that pressing the X button doesn't feel very nice anymore. Some of us begrudgingly rack up the experience points we need, others may try their best not to engage with mobs at all. At some point we reach Ariel's grotto, and are
X button, X button.
met with this indentation for the crystal trident on the wall. After scouring labyrinthian depths and tides, we discover the sunken ship. Strangely, not a single Heartless has spawned. After clearing the room for any chests, only the open cavities of the ship remain. So right now, I've switched to some real-time commentary as I'm playing the game. Alright, so we can either enter through the steps on the deck, or we have a hole in the side. So I'm gonna pick this way, and when I do, this happens. There are very few moments in this series, let alone this game, where the music will completely cut out like this. It's beyond simplistic, but it goes to show the immense difference between throwing something like a menacing, dread-filled backing track and just pure silence. Deadly silence. Like, we can't even hear the creature we know is just beyond the hull of the ship. But it isn't total silence, you know? I'll just turn the volume up.
Terrifying white noise.
The encompassing echoes of being submerged on the ocean floor. Sora and the party cuts through it, and I can just barely hear the ship itself if I allow myself to. I should probably mention that I have crippling thalassophobia, fear of vast open stretches of water. Like, I can't watch nature documentaries at all, and with some games I have to brace myself. That one area in Aquaria Towers from Spyro 2 especially terrified me as a child, and there's a less than zero chance I'm searching up Subnautica gameplay to use as an example I could use in this video. Now, is this scary? No, actually. This is a level for a PlayStation 2 game based on The Little Mermaid. But it's a scarce and commendable effort to try and take a situation like this so grimly. Now, I'm going to try moving toward the chest over there, and I want you to watch what happens. Bang.
Bang.
The shot changes to a fixed camera angle, which are incredibly rare in Kingdom Hearts 1, let alone the series. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only other instances I could find of fixed camera angles in the game are the Destiny Island's shack and Jane's tent in Deep Jungle. And both of those occasions are because of, you know, the enclosed space. But the difference here is that this was a jump cut to this angle. The reason I'm highlighting this is because, once again, it relinquishes control. In this very moment, after we've tirelessly established how nerfed we are in this world, having been stripped of our most trivial movement options, our offensive and defensive techniques, now, in this tiny pocket of the game, we cannot move the camera. A little while ago on this channel, I streamed an in-depth playthrough of Silent Hill 2, and as one of the mightiest pillars of the survival horror genre of that generation, it utilizes two crucial decisions at the core of its design philosophy: tank controls and fixed camera angles. It relinquishes control from the player. In fact, no, it relinquishes power from the player. The very first room of the game, a small roadside toilet, uses a grand total of 4 fixed camera angles. The player begins the game in a confined shot looking in.
I love when people talk about like these horror games, like the Silent Hills and the Resident Evils. You know, it's always the coolest people who like horror games. I might be too pussy to ever play him, but it's always the coolest people who talk about him.
Into a mirror, and the only context of our surroundings we have is what the opening cutscene allowed us to see. These shots are actually softly fixed, meaning that I can slightly wiggle the camera, but I can't move around the room. Other than making us feel like we're at the mercy of the game itself, as if it has to give us permission to merely look around, angles like these obfuscate details. They create these picturesque scenes, curated with subtle intent. By taking this knowledge back to this moment in Kingdom Hearts, what makes this so great to me is we know the situation Sora is in, but for the player, it's a palpable physical drawback that has real ramifications on our ability to interact with what we can. We are never in control. The game is. Always. It just gives us permission to play it. Unlike the one example I gave from Silent Hill, this camera angle is completely fixed. It's just us, this room, and a single, solitary chest. Now, let's go open it. Most people, even as kids, can discernibly predict this happening from a mile away, especially if you're aware of the scene in the original movie that this takes from. That quote-unquote jump scare isn't the scary part. It's that now we know it's out there waiting for us, and there's nothing left for us to do but to go out and face it. On our first playthroughs, we had no idea how powerful this thing was. Would we have to escape it, fight it head-on with these stilted attacks and control options? The fear is in not knowing if we're capable of leaving the ship or not, and as someone with thalassophobia and a specific fear of great whites, I do remember not being very fond of this moment when I was younger. Like, it was faint, but that feeling was there. So, let's go. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna go back the way I came, just to see what the game does. And the battle commences with the same upbeat track. Lo and behold, as a mini-boss, if you can call it that, Glut the Shark is pretty unremarkable. Yeah, his name is Glut. G-L-U-T. He does some big damage on higher difficulties if you stay in front of him recklessly, but nothing to write home about here. I do feel as if this drops the ball completely. It would have done this section wonders to have an extra, more panic-inducing fight theme, accustomed to the situation. Overall, I think this fleeting sequence has a distinct charm for me, but it of course isn't flawless. The instrumental of Under the Sea cutting out to leave us seeped in this aquatic ambience, amazing. Although it would have been fantastic if the interior of the ship was a little more than one room. That way, we could have had more of a chance to settle into that feeling of being caged, anticipating the inevitable attack at any given turn. They could have integrated the sound of something much larger moving just outside the ship. People do not like Atlantica as a world. No one looks forward to it. At least that much can be true. It's far too transformative, and it intentionally tackles against the grain of what makes playing as Sora fun in the first place. And that's not even taking into account the world design. But with age, I and many others have become far more receptive to change in general, and Kingdom Hearts 1 implores you to approach every fight, every puzzle, every treasure search or item drop with a
Not everyone.
level of earnest cunning that only a game developed in that era dared to implement. Making that small shift in your mindset from physical to magic made a huge difference, but the matter at hand here is Kingdom Hearts knows what it's trying to be. It's trying to capture specific feelings at any given turn, and it utilizes its interactive functions as a video game developed by Squaresoft to peddle these themes from Disney that we cherish. Anyway, I'd pose that Kingdom Hearts 1 Vanilla is fundamentally an entirely different game to 1.5. I believe that how you experience a game and the context around that can often take precedence over the objective analysis of things like the soundtrack or the mechanics, the pacing, the plot, because even though taste and interpretation can be entirely subjective, something like being a child in the 90s or 2000s plugging in the composite cables in the back of your shoddy CRT isn't really subjective in any abstruse sense, because it is the truth of many Kingdom Hearts fans of our generation. So, in my eyes, Kingdom Hearts 1 for the PS2 and One Final Mix for the 1.5 package as experiences are so critically independent from one another that they actually aren't even the same game in a variety of ways. I think we as a community must take into account not only what we experience while playing the game, but also after we've put the controller down. Picture this. You are a kid playing Kingdom Hearts 1 in 2002. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask only came out 2 years ago. Final Fantasy VII only came out 5 years ago, meaning that characters like Sephiroth, Cloud, Tifa, they didn't exist more than 5 years prior. For additional context, Kingdom Hearts 3 is older today.
Well, but I'm 6, so 5 years ago was like forever. So like I was like a baby back then, and I'm not a baby now. I'm a big kid.
Than Cloud and Sephiroth were when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out. Yikes. Movies like Lilo and Stitch and Atlantis didn't even exist yet, and it was far more common for children to rely on playground rumors and magazines their parents would never buy them for knowledge. How often do we think about the game, and how do we continue to play the game by extension even after we've put the controller down? Do we search up things on the internet? How often does it linger in the back of our minds? I was born in 1997, and anyone more or less around the same age as me experienced the technological zeitgeist of the early 2000s in real time as children. And at that point, video games, Disney, and media as a conglomerative meant something specific to us. I'm also a middle child, and those of us born in the later years of the 90s almost feel like middle children, purely in relativistic terms and in cultural perception. Like, for example, I don't feel explicitly millennial in my values or my tastes, but also by technicality, I am Gen Z, and that does not sit well with me, especially to those in their early 20s who will swear I'm like a decrepit old man. So we're caught in this generational rift of growing up in a world where things such as home computers and consoles, social media and mobile phones were just starting to become commonplace, but we weren't iPad babies. We witnessed that shift in real time, and that gives people a very specific perspective. A lot of us may recall when the iPod Touch was brand new, and the sheer hold of something as trivial as touchscreen technology had on the entire planet. Things like the Nintendo
The days of believing Mew was hiding under a truck. You know, he could be under there still to this day. Has anyone checked?
DS or the PlayStation iToy. It felt like hovercrafts were just around the corner. A question I'd ask is, how important a factor is something like the age of the player or the environment they grew up in when it comes to criticism? In the case of Kingdom Hearts, I'd argue very. It thrives on communal dissonance. One side of the fandom says, Kingdom Hearts 2 is the best and 3 was a letdown. Where are my dry forms? I hear them yell. Another corner rebuts. 3 is by far the best. 2 is just an overrated hallway simulator. You're just fanboys who can't let go. A Kingdom Hearts 1 fan scoffs from across the room. You're all losers, they say. My game is the best. It's minimalistic, it's whimsical, my game has secrets and a plot that doesn't need to go on forever. The series just falls off anyway, with all its spin-offs and mobile games. A Union Cross stand bites back. You shut your filthy mouth, Normie, they say with their scold fan page on Tumblr ablazing. But none can ever compare to my beloved Dream Drop Distance, says the hopeless Soriku. And it's at this point where you gain enough self-awareness to take a step back and gaze upon this constellation, and realize the irony that for a game which poses the moral lesson of
The Big Dipper.
My friends are my power, we are doomed to be one of the most splintered, fractured communities in gaming, to upkeep our own little world orders in our own little corners of the internet. We're so scared. All the time.
That was fun. Claps for Sunny. Sonny, you idiot. You used relinquished wrong. Now they're gonna think you're stupid. Oh no. Fixed. Burr, 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 burr. Burr, burr, burr. Burr, burr, burr. 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 Burr, 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 burr. Burr, 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 burr. Burr, 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 burr. Burr, 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 burr. Burr, 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 burr. Burr, 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 burr. Burr. Okay. Oops. Don't play. Happy March, Caprice. Clearly VCast and mobile version coded are the best games in the series. Clearly. Clearly. Are you like two aides in a trench coat, Wally?
I canceled my Midjourney subscription because this AI does everything I need.
Oh my god.
I can upload my own.
Stop showing me your titties. I'm not gonna get into AI. Briscapolo. Ooh, it's an hour long. Ooh, it's an hour long, which is not bad. But what if we went out of order? What if we saved these last like 3 big videos for I don't know what you were talking about. Are you being genuine? I can't tell. Aid. If it just, I'm just gonna assume, just in case you didn't know, there's aid, like 10, 4, 3. Aid is the Kingdom Hearts VCast tuber. He like has he does all of the. He does VCast. Where's VCast? Yeah, VCast. He does all of the VCast content. Oh my god, she really did put my comment. Just in case you were not being jokey. Would that be cringe? Would that be horrible if I did? No, but then. Oh, gotcha. Cool. But you know, it's always good to shout out Aid. Aid's awesome. So there's Aid. No, I should not skip around. Maybe. No. I might pause halfway through this video because I might get eepy, but you know, we'll see how much we can get through because this is a good one.
Let's do some mother flipping trivia.
History will forget you.
Damn.
Yeah, because you won't have any kids with Goofy to have your legacy carry on.
What is the porpoise of my life at this point?
The porpoise?
The porpoise, yes. All right, guys. So welcome to another episode of me torturing you guys, asking you really silly, goofy questions about Kingdom Hearts. Introducing Kelly Nicole 515. Woo! And then we got Neo Sai next on the lineup.
Shut up.
And then we got Nobody Daxian. Woo!
Hello.
Dax,
Hi.
Neo Sai,
We got this
Kelly,
dude,
they're what's
the
up?
funny
No
guy.
booty Daxian? Is that what you said? No booty Daxian? Okay. Good.
No booty.
I got the fast ass
What
side of
happened to his
Mississippi.
booty?
He just doesn't have it. My teeth are in terrible shape. I really need to fire these guys.
Your teeth or your dentist?
Yes.
As you all know, I've subjected you guys multiple times to wackadoodle trivia, right? Where you guys
is
all have trauma
wackadoodle
from it.
time.
You're all fairly seasoned. But this time, I'm mixing it up. We're not doing wackadoodle trivia. We're doing the wackadoodle games.
The games.
The games.
So this is going to be a 4-part gauntlet. It's all going to be wackadoodle, but it's different types of wackadoodle
It is
games. So it's not
wackadoodle
all
time.
trivia. There's some trivia, but it's
It
not
is
all trivia.
wackadoodle time.
Interesting.
All right, so the first level of the wackadoodle games is going to be a guess that Kingdom Hearts image. I'm zoomed in really close to an image, and so you all tell me what you think it is, and then I'll give a point to anybody who's correct. All right, our
Sounds
first
good.
image. It's a character.
It's Jafar.
Oh, I know who.
Kelly, what do you think this is?
It's
Yeah,
Genie
that's-
Jafar.
Neo, what do you think this is?
Genie Jafar.
Dex.
It's Genie Jafar. I've played Rando too much to know that it is absolutely.
It
Genie
is
Jafar.
Would you?
Genie Jafar.
Would you?
Nick and Nicole, hi, how's it going? How you doing? We are doing a bunch of photoshopping stuff. While also watching, we are almost at the end. We're almost at the end of our review of March Caprice 5 videos. Good, good, good. I can't make this. I can't make myself not like green with this screen. But, you know. Nice, 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 nice. Hope you guys are having a nice night. I don't know if I'm talking to both of you or just the one. But hope everybody's doing good.
Do you call him Gene Far? Maybe Jafar. G-Far.
Jafar. Like a GE far.
Would you take
Shorten
belly
the Jeff.
shots off of him?
Well, I take the what?
Yeah.
Would you
We
take
are,
belly
we have
button
company,
shots
so
off
we'll
of
be
him?
in lurky mode.
Because he's much
Okay,
larger,
yeah.
so it's like
Thank
gonna
you so
hold
much.
more.
Thank you so much for coming in. That's awesome. I hope they are having fun.
And full of liquor, then you
What's up?
Moving on. You guys all got it correct. It is, in fact, the abs and belly button of Genie Jafar. Our next one is a Keyblade. This is the Keyblade. Kelly, what do you think?
I think it's a
Dragon.
Keyblade.
Oh, you are half correct.
Is it? I can't think of names. Oh no! Don't do this to me! I want to go last. I'm abdicating for last in this round.
Yeah, is Kelly going first in every one of these questions? So
Oh.
theoretically, can we just piggyback off of her?
I'm gonna say, and I'm wrong. This is. I can't think. Hold on. I gotta do some googling.
Whoa!
Partial credit for getting
that is-
like,
Are
the
you
name.
cheating? Are you?
Ooh, she
I was gonna
cheating.
look up the name, but I can't. Okay.
She
Kelly out
cheating.
here-
Brisk Apollo send her to the principal's office and have her expelled.
Trying to cheat?
no.
Bro,
Okay. I'm gonna
4K.
describe it. It's the
You don't have
Keyblade.
to describe it. It's literally right there. What do you
It's
mean?
the Keyblade that is in Days that is seen as Shion's like main Keyblade, and it's like got a round thing and a pointy end, and it's red. That's my
Hey,
guess.
most of the Keyblades have a round thing and a
I
pointy
know,
end.
but I can't Google it. know his name.
Neo, do you have a general idea of what this Keyblade is?
So that is a Keyblade that was forged from in the image of the original Keyblade, as stated by young Xehanort. Therefore, it is in essence the Keyblade. And I'm objectively correct. You can't argue that I'm wrong. Chat, get him!
Actually, it is confirmed that all of Sora's Keyblades are actually transformed through a key charm. So technically, the charms are not made in the image of the Keyblade.
So technically, you should lose a point, Brisk, because you should be asking what's the name of this Keyblade's key charm.
Yeah, what is the keychain for this key? Because yeah, no, actually, Dax is correct.
Actually, in the inventory slot, they do list them as Keyblades.
Yeah, but that's just a translation thing.
But I think that Brisk, you lose a point for this.
30 the longer this goes on, we all lose points, but those points are IQ points.
No, we
It's our brain cells, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Neo, do you have an actual answer?
I think it's either from Days or it's from DDD. I would wager that it's Days.
All right, Dax, what do you think?
So, I don't remember the specific name of it. It's either like Flame Tongue or Dragon Tongue, but it's the Land of Dragons Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts 2.
The answer. Hidden Dragon.
Yes.
Which is the Mulan Keyblade from Kingdom
You better
Hearts
not give
2.
it to him. You better not give it to him.
Don't
I
get
said
it.
dragon.
He didn't get it right. He didn't say the name.
He said it. It was the closest
He
one.
didn't say
so I'd have to
anything
give
was
it to
hidden,
Dax.
though.
So, okay, so what you're saying is that whoever gets closest now gets a point.
That's how it's worked for every Wackadoodle, Neo. You've been here
Listen,
before.
I have. I'm
Listen.
sorry. I'm just the man that's torturing me. I'm gonna fight back a little bit, okay?
I can't be too nitpicky because of some of these questions. Like specific, you'd have to be to actually have them correct. So we gotta have some leeway here. But
All
Dax
right, all
does
right.
get the point for that one. I would have given it
Yeah,
to you guys if
whatever.
you at least have said like the correct game or maybe the world.
I had the orientation completely backwards. I thought it was facing that way,
I've played
which I hope down
I-
basically.
I have played way too
Down.
much Cage 2 Rando to not know what that Keyblade is.
However, I am still correct. Get him, chat.
Third round. Who is this character?
I think I know this. Is that Goofy?
All right. Anyone else have an answer?
Can I ask a follow-up, like a question?
Sure.
Is it a Disney character?
It is a character that appears in a Kingdom Hearts game.
How do we know though? How do we know?
Prove it.
Enhance.
I like how fast we all got Genie Jafar.
That was supposed to give us a false sense of security. I feel like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I just think
recognize
you
that belly
guys-
button anywhere.
You guys are just too much of gooners to just recognize abs and instantly know whose abs they belong to. That's not my fault. That's on
I would
you.
like it to go
That's
on the
again a
record
red
right
flag
now.
on
I
your
would
part.
like it to go on the record right now. I do not goon for Genie Jafar.
Listen, I don't like the man. The man's evil. He's got the body. He's got the body. I'm sorry.
Dude, he didn't work for it. He literally was just like, bruh,
Listen,
fast
listen. If
pass.
the end result is the same, it doesn't matter if he worked for it. He's got it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you made me a
Genie Jafar is not natty.
I would also give myself an 8-pack, okay?
Also, Aladdin's not innocent. All those people that were created and then killed, those sentient people, for that one parade, where'd those people go?
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
That's fair.
Did they exist? Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
hasn't tackled that.
This is why Aladdin is a bad movie, and I stand on that.
Brisk, can I ask you a question about the overall images? This is not revealing anything about this image. Are all of them oriented correctly?
Yes, I did not.
They're
I did
not
rotate
rotated.
them. No, I
Okay.
did not rotate them. No.
Okay.
No, he didn't pull a me in my quiz.
I think it's the guy from The World Ends With You who was in DDD and wears the jeans.
Here's my guess.
Mhm.
I think Brisk put this in here.
Wait,
deliberately for
no,
me.
I know who this is.
I think it's Hayner.
Can I change my answer? Because I also now think it's Hayner. The
I
second
think
he said,
now I
the
think
second
it's
he's like, I'm
Hayner
gonna change
too.
my answer. I was like, that is probably
No,
Hayner.
Hayner
That's
does not
probably
wear
Hayner.
jeans.
Do we get a half point if it's Hayner?
No.
It's KH3 Hayner.
Oh.
yeah,
Dax
you were
would know
incorrect.
that's his favorite character.
Oh, fuck.
That is Dax's favorite character.
shit.
Yes.
Body slam that kid into the pavement. I don't care.
Hey, just to derail everybody, where'd they find all the kids in Union Cross? Where'd they get them? How'd they acquire those children?
You ever seen Dumbo?
Moving on.
It's the stork. It just drops them off.
Just putting those kids into a life of servitude.
Lore. All right, round 4. This is an
Name
enemy.
the ingredient. Oh.
I didn't know you were doing Sonic
What
Frontiers.
is this enemy?
I know exactly what it is.
Gargoyle.
But I'm gonna let these other two answer first.
Oh yeah.
Can I know if
Wait,
it's...
Dax, out of curiosity, do you know the name of it?
I have a pretty good guess, honestly.
Okay, I have an idea of what I think this is. I think it's one of the platforming challenge enemies from Recoded specifically. One of the ones that gets in the way, possibly in Hollow Bastion.
All right, Kelly, you got one.
No, let me go last. I'm the least sure.
Well, Dax knows what it is outright, so you going last would screw me over.
Well, you never know. Dax could be. Dax could be confidently wrong.
I could be very confidently wrong, and if that's the case, then
I think it is an enemy in Hollow Bastion and Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's my best guess.
Wait, no.
Dax, what do you think it is?
It's one of the gargoyles from Beast Castle in Kingdom Hearts 2.
You gotta be kidding. I made the realization.
No.
I made the realization.
It is the Gargoyle Knight from Beast Castle.
I made Rewind the VOD. Rewind the VOD. You'll see. I feel like you probably. I felt like just shame wash over me, and I'm sure it reflected in my face.
Wake me up inside. I can't wake up. Wake me up inside.
Save me. Whenever I realized it was before Dax even said anything, and the second is like Dax, and I was like, oh my god. I know what this is. I immediately realized, and I feel like such a doofus.
They're one of the few enemies in that game that have a unique spawn animation because they are just like static statues and they break out.
I have not received a single VCast question, and I think that that's a travesty.
Hey, I mean, I've asked VCast
As the resident
questions
VCast
before,
but not to me.
I think I
And how am I
have.
supposed to feel?
I think I have, and you
Here's how
guessed
you
wrong. Anyone who picked the year
don't know
closest
what
to
it
VCast's release date,
I know.
2005, gives a point to the person in last place.
Oh man. Are you serious? I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, thank God it's not me.
I'm pretty
no,
sure.
I actually, I think I got you on a technicality because I included VCast in one of the answers.
I have to go.
I'm gonna say that's what happened.
I still have to go back through that footage, but I'll let
Hey,
you know.
I'm gonna make your life worse. Please, right now, bring up the clip right now of that moment from that video. KH1 is one, and then you have Chain of Memories, which is 2. Then you have Recoded and Days, that's 4, and then you have Union Cross. Dark Road, that's 5. VCast is 6. Was it in Dark Road or Union Cross?
His answer's taking 12
7.
years, dude.
I'm gonna settle on 8.
I forgot to factor in VCast.
I just give you a number. Can I
Sure,
get
I don't know if we should be factoring VCast or, but it was in VCast, wasn't it, huh? The answer should be 8. I wrote 7, but I'll give you the point, Neo.
Editor Brisk, play a clip of cooking with your mother.
If anybody asks, I grew this chicken. I laid the egg, I hatched it, I took the chicken, I ground it up in my teeth, I spit it out into this. But you and I know it's chicken stock from the grocery store. We're just gonna dump that whole bad boy in there. Oh god, this reminds me of my youth. I used to be so full and amazing.
You used to be so full of juice.
Kelly looks kind of like Florence Pugh here. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jeremy. Full of juice.
Hey, Brisk, play an ad for Oops by Kelly Nicole. Shop Oops by Kelly Nicole now with Spud and Friends original characters and Kelly Nicole merch, as well as some Kingdom Hearts items too.
Editor Brisk.
ABP, always be plugging, you know.
Just put a subscribe to Nobody Daxium button on screen. Thank you.
Kelly, submit as a merch Caprice person next year. Submit, please. We love merchandise. Oh, did I mute it? What's happening?
Editor Brisk, cut out all of Neo's audio.
Editor Brisk, just censor, don't cut out Dax's audio, but just like every time he talks, play like really loud, horrible air horn noises.
Honk, 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 honk.
Because every time he talks, you hear an air horn.
Editor Brisk, show me one of the cats.
Yeah. Are you stuck? You jumped up there.
Idiot.
What are you gonna do? Huh?
Idiot. Jump to your death, idiot.
What are you gonna do?
Editor Brisk, put a banana with googly eyes somewhere in the video, but drop the opacity to 10, and then we just have to guess where it is.
Editor Brisk, I need you.
Put the timestamp of where you think.
I need you to put in a giant handmade mosaic of 14 different perfect landscape shots that you painted yourself, right? All of them are unique and different and have something special about them. 14 of them. However, they are against a backdrop of another landscape and they kind of blend into it. So each part of that back landscape takes the main colors from the 14 landscapes that you have spread out. And all of them are unique. And you know what? Each one is like a 2-frame animation to show like water flowing or something.
I will not be doing that.
Editor Brisk, bring the cats back!
Idiot, what are you, thirsty? Idiot. Get thirst, idiot.
Whopper. Here is question number 5.
Oh,
It's a
that's
world logo. What world is this logo
Easy.
from?
Easy.
What is it? If you think it's so easy.
Maybe not. Is that?
Oh, no. You locked in. What'd you lock in at?
Disney Castle.
You know what? I'm just gonna shot in the dark because I think I'm wrong. Actually, as soon as I saw something, I was like, wait. I'm gonna say Symphony of Sorcery.
Dax, you're very close to the screen. You observing every pixel. What do you got?
Man's playing Counter Strike.
I'm gonna say this is Castle of Dreams.
I
can
was
see
just
that.
gonna also say Castle of Dreams as well. No, not Castle of Dreams. Castle of Dreams Cinderella. What's Aurora's?
The Dwarf Woodlands.
No, that's
No, that's Snow White. You are trying to sabotage.
Right, Enchanted Dominion.
There's Enchanted Dominion is Cinderella, right?
You're gonna mess up.
Or no, that's Sleeping Beauty.
Piso.
Okay,
It's
it's so
Enchanted Dominion that you're thinking
it's
of.
Castle of
Nothing
Dreams is
has been
Cinderella,
corrected.
Enchanted Dominion is Aurora, and
Yeah.
Dwarf Woodlands is Snow White.
They're basically the same world. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong. You guys
They
are all
blend
wrong.
together.
It's Disney Castle.
Oh, fuck.
I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid.
Swimming. All right. We are on our last guess this character. Guess this.
This entire video has been just like an onslaught. It never ends. It's constant. It's just beating me in the face. Jeezo Bezo.
Image question.
All right.
It's an enemy. What is this enemy?
Oh,
Blue
see little yellow mushroom
mushroom.
guy, and they go me. Oh, me. Oh.
Yeah, but what's his name,
Interpretive
though?
dance.
I don't know his name.
I'm gonna throw out my guess for the name. Black Ballad.
Kelly Dax, what do you got?
Eugene. Well, I know him. He lives down the street. That's Eugene. He goes me, you know, and I'm like Eugene.
I think it's called like blue truffle, blue mushroom.
Ooh.
No, sir.
One of those.
They all have
Happy
musical
truffle.
names.
Kelly, what do you think?
No idea.
I'm being confidently wrong here.
This whole video feels like a preview of what Reconnect will be like during lunch and dinner breaks. Exactly. It's oh god, I'm such a glowworm. It's a never-ending energy that it's. They're all so funny.
Are you going with Eugene? Are you locking in on Eugene?
Something mushroom, something darkness, something heart.
That's a very.
You just
long
described
name.
the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise.
If I get any of those words in there, then I've done better than I thought I would.
All right, I'm gonna have to give this to Dax. It is the rare truffle, and he did
dang
say
it.
truffle.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I
That
screwed
looks
up.
just like my neighbor Eugene. Oh, hold on. What happened to your ball? You're so silly. You're so silly.
What happened to your balls? They
What
got
happened to your balls?
What do you
Lost
mean?
them in the war.
Oh God!
Why are they in a knot? What happened?
I woke up and they were just gone.
It's like a balloon animal now.
Please pass a law that says everyone's hot. Give me a chance.
Real quick, I've gotta open my Pokemon pack here.
Let me give you some good energy. Woo!
All right, so we've got Kakuna.
Reiki healing.
You're so.
for
I
your
mean, you're off
Pokemon
center
draws.
in the recording, but it'll be okay. Okay, you're good.
Dodrio.
You can fix it in post.
Was that Salazzle?
I hate
That's
that Pokemon.
A Slowpoke.
I love Slowpoke.
I can't see what that is.
It's right on. You didn't get a single new card.
Right on these nuts. Got him.
So, like normal wackadoodle trivia, the 7th question is always a special question. And in the games version, This is
games.
Wackadoodle Trivia. We're bringing it back for the Wackadoodle question. Whoa! It's the second game in the games. This Wackadoodle Trivia question is: which volume of the 358 Over 2 Days manga features Axel on the?
I don't know, probably 3 or some shit. Because he's third most important.
On the cover.
There's one with Roxas on the cover, there's one with Shion on the cover, there's one with Riku on the cover, there's one with Axel on the cover, and there's one with Namine on the cover.
But
I
which
have a
one?
prediction.
Which number is Axel's?
Dax, why don't you go first for once? You haven't gone first yet.
Yeah, Dax,
3.
what do you got? All right.
Lock it in.
Well, I'll tell you that was going to be my guess. You know why? Because smack in the middle, 1 in 5 chance.
I'm also going to go with 3 as well.
It'd be really funny if you had no idea, or if you knew explicitly that wasn't it, and that's how you deny us a point.
Neo, did you say? Are you locking in with
I said 3. I said 3 too, yeah. That was going to be my guess before he even said anything, so.
It is 3.
Nice.
It is volume 3.
Statistics don't lie.
But there's 2 things I know. Kingdom Hearts Days and Kingdom Hearts
Because
Axel.
it's Roxas on the first one, Shion's on the second one, Axel's on the third one.
With the Masters.
I believe Riku's on the fourth one, and then Namine's on the fifth one. I might get Riku and Namine.
This is like my dream. Axel and a dog on the cover. I love dogs.
I love how the
love
number
Axel.
3 is the only thing without a drop shadow.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. I don't know how that happened. He's a little rascal and just runs around through the corridor of darkness for some reason. Pluto being the most OP character out of all the Disney characters.
Yeah, Pluto can just casually go through the dark corridors and
Right.
suffers no ill effect.
So sus, so sus. We're on to that dog. Dax's
All dogs go to heaven.
video,
They don't
100%
have any
support it
darkness.
full-heartedly.
So what's the next format here?
All right.
Yeah, right. You got any darkness? I don't think this could have a single like malicious thought. I think he just exists.
We could stay on this slide. We should study this a little bit.
That's actually Kelly. The way that Pluto is looking at Axel, that's actually Kelly right now. Kelly's like, damn, I wish I was that dog right there.
Yeah. When I see Axel, I got that dog in me, let me tell you.
Moving on from Kelly's insatiable thirst about the redhead, we are moving on to the second round, which is introducing the third game, which is I am going to visually show you a line said within one of the Kingdom Hearts games, and you are going to tell me which character said it. I did list the game to where that line is coming from at the very top. This first one is from Dark
I
Road.
missed him already.
You were
All
waiting.
that angst and for what? Who do you guys think from Dark Road said this?
My answer's
Dex?
Baldur.
I'm gonna throw a left field. I'm gonna go a little curveball. I'm gonna say Ericus.
This is from Dark Road. Odin.
I have 2
Stella.
ideas of who it could potentially be. I'm going to say Odin. My
Odin?
backup answer that I'm not locking in. Odin is the one I'm locking in. But the other thought I have in my head was the darkness possessing Baldur.
It is Hades.
Oh, okay.
All right,
As
so
you
it doesn't
can
matter.
see in the video clip here, all that angst. and
Oh,
for
you have a
what?
video clip. Your
I
production
got
value.
We've leveled up.
What's
Video
the budget
clips,
for this one?
50 cents.
Bragging.
All right, so no
Who's
one got a
big ol'
point for
butts?
that one. You guys all got it wrong. So we're moving on
Aye.
to question number 9. This is from Days. So Kelly, you were asking for Days. Here you go. Here you go.
Movie or game?
Where's Key when you need him? I don't know this actually in the game, but I got it from the movie. The line is, "He is merely an impurity." Who from Days said this?
Am I allowed to phone a friend?
No, I think it's Diz.
And so IO is
I would guess
merging
maybe like
with
Sayax.
That was a great noise.
That was my favorite character right there.
He doesn't know what
Xemnas.
Motivation means
See, that
something.
was the obvious one.
I feel like it's Xemnas or it's Syax, but it's
Those were the two
very.
I would
I
debate
can
around.
hear the Xemnas voice. He is merely an impurity. You know what I mean? I can hear like. So I have to go with
He
Xemnas.
is merely an impurity.
Here's why I think it could be Syax and Xemnas. One of them is because this could have come at the time when they're like, oh no, now Roxas is failing and Xion's doing well. Well, he's an impurity. We only need one of them. That was the whole point. They only need one of them. So if one fails,
Now,
then the other one.
would you like to know what my secondary answer is? It's a wild card. It's Luxord.
That is a wild card. I'll lock in for Xemnas as well.
It was Xemnas.
Dang it.
He is merely an impurity.
I could hear it. I could hear it.
That's
You
right.
see-
Xemnas has done the research on racism, and Syax is a complete reactionary thought. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know big words. He's just surely 100% moving on reaction.
See, I can hear
Impulse.
it.
That could be Diz, though. That could be a Diz. Because
Diz
Diz did not like Roxas.
Diz is in his racist ass.
Context for calling someone an impurity would be in that game, and I was like, well, it said he is merely an impurity, so I was like, okay, I don't think Syax is stuck up enough to say the word impurity.
No,
I thought it was whenever Diz was talking to Naminé or Riku.
Yeah, it had to have been with Roxas, because at that point, like with the context of impurity, at one point they were just using Xion to take Roxas's powers essentially, so that they could have their own like Sora more or less.
If it was she is an impurity, I'd say it's Syax for sure, because Syax wanted to shit on Xion every time he could.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised you guys defaulted to Xemnas, because I was like, it very much could have been Syax or Diz, because those are the two that are always talking the nobodies or certain characters.
If
So
it was about it was just I heard it in my head.
I keep cough drops in my snack drawer. I've also eaten 3 gas X's today.
I hope for everyone's sanity that you do not just consume laxatives on the reg. That is just, you're sadistic.
Neo
and I'm
really
not
wants
here
to
for
be
it.
Somebody's got to shit in the mother toilet. What do you want your mother toilet unshitted in?
Reason.
Dude, the laxative stream would go so hard. Tell me it wouldn't.
Question number 10. This next line we got here is from Kingdom Hearts 3.
They made a
and
third
it
one?
is. Yeah, apparently. I didn't know.
But 6 years ago.
As far as I'm aware, there's only 2 games. Recoded.
Well, the third one was actually VCast. But, good try.
Right.
Well, no, it was actually Chain of Memories. VCast was second. Continue. Sorry. Just go ahead.
We don't talk about VCast except for when we do
We
sometimes.
don't talk about VCast. No.
All right, so the line here is ready to clean house? Who in Kingdom Hearts 3 said ready to clean house?
I think I know.
What? You think after all the times I've played through Kingdom Hearts 3 with mods, I'd know this one?
This is going to be
My
like your later
answer.
Taters moment right here. You're going to be like, really?
I think my first impulse is to go Luxord, Luxord. Because, like, house is like a card thing. Like a full house. But I guess I'm locking it with the Luxord.
She says, later Taters.
Cool.
You guys don't remember that? You don't
Go
remember
ahead.
that? You don't remember
No.
that? Really?
No.
Wow. I always remember it because it was so out of place. She's like, later Taters?
Well,
I don't-
how are we supposed to?
I don't
yeah,
think
the
anyone
most
would have gotten
iconic
that
line
right.
from Kingdom Hearts later taters. That's
Later
my favorite line in the entire series from Riku Kingdom Hearts. No, not actually Riku Kingdom Hearts. No, the tiny chibi winged version of Riku from goddamn Final Fantasy X.
Later
'Cause
taters.
clearly that makes sense.
Actually, this version is 10-2 Riku.
Yeah,
I do not care.
Nothing will ever top later Taters. I'm just putting that out there
I'm
right
gonna give
now.
you my number 1 answer and then my backup answer, which isn't gonna matter. But I just wanted to be on the record. My number 1 answer is Mike Wazowski. Number 2 is Sully.
My answer is Sully.
So help me God.
You guys made me second guess it now. I'm gonna stick with my original answer, just so I don't pay back. I'm gonna say it was Luxord.
Luxord?
Mm-hmm.
Neo, I'm kind of curious on what made you think it was Mike or Sully.
I'm trying to think of like the things that the characters would say, like the tertiary characters in each world, and I feel like I vaguely have a memory of one of those two characters saying that right before a cutscene or right before something major happened.
See, Ready to Clean House though sounds like something that
So,
is part of a
based
card
on
game.
this-
If it's
Wait,
Sully,
it
if
is
it's
either
Sully,
Mike
I'm
or
gonna
Sully.
commit arson. I'm
No,
not gonna
I'm-
for legal reasons. I'm in Fortnite. In Fortnite.
I'm just like, I am both amazed, impressed, but also sad to say you are all wrong.
Oh,
really?
It was Sora, but in the
You gotta be kidding me!
Oh. Hey, do I get points since Sully's in
No.
the background?
No, you don't, because Mike's all his arms there. He got Mike Wazowski in this shot.
Legit.
Ready to clean house?
It's so funny that you said Mike or Sully without just, you're just like, I know I'm associating that line with those two characters, but not realizing that it wasn't either of them that said it, but know that it was said to one of them. That is
My brain
wild.
went straight to the correct neighborhood, went to the wrong house.
I am so impressed. All right.
Okay.
Question number 11. Who said, I'm in for an earful from Kingdom Hearts 3?
I'm gonna say Demix.
Dax has his thinking jutsu going on right now.
See, and the thing.
Ooh, that's a good guess with Demix. Ear hole. In the bone hole. Pop your little O-ring and down in your ear hole. I'm in for an earful.
Thing
I don't
is,
want to
I
be influenced,
specifically
but like Demix
need
is a good
Dax
answer.
to answer before me, so he can't do the garbage he did last round.
You see, part of me feels like the piggybacking is like a flaw to this trivia, but also I love the fact that you guys will piggyback and then be completely wrong. Like I strive for that.
You know what? Just for the content, my answer is Donald, but my secondary answer is Mickey.
See, those were not the people that came into my head.
Good.
The two that I have in my head are Zigbar and Eugene. I will go ahead and say Zigbar because I feel
Zigbar?
like maybe, I don't know. It might be
Eugene's also a
Eugene
good
though.
guess.
You guys are all wrong.
Of course we are.
It was Aqua.
Oh,
Aqua said it on the
right.
way
Yeah.
to see Ventus.
I'm in for an earful.
We're doing bad. We're doing real bad.
I thought this was like one of those lines that's like, this is a pretty like notable like moment, and I'm just like,
Oh, I thought it was Mickey or Donald talking about their wives.
I thought it was Eugene talking about Rapunzel. I thought it was Zigbar talking about Xehanort, Zemnis, Ansem, whoever.
I could see where they're-
Zemnorts.
Yeah,
All
so
right,
everybody
no
talking
points for
about their
anybody on that
wives.
one. Moving on to question number 12. The line is, "I'll see ya when I see ya." Who gosh darn said this?
See,
Mickey
okay.
Mouse.
Every single time I have an immediate like, I think I know what this is. Okay, so my answer is Lee.
Okay, Kelly, are you sticking with Mickey Mouse?
No, I'm gonna go with Lee too. You're right. Absolutely piggybacking off that.
You know, you can do it.
Do I
You're
wanna-
allowed.
Do I want to play safe or do I want to spice it up for content? It does seem like a Lee thing to say.
Don't piggyback off of us. That's me and Kelly's
well, in
answer.
that case, my answer
You
is
and
Lee.
Neo size thing.
My answer is Lee. Final answer.
I hope I'm wrong.
Flynn Rider.
I think
It's
I'm
just-
ahead in points anyway. So
It's wackadoodle trivia, but just everyone tries to just convince everybody that they are in fact
King
correct
of
when they
Jog
know
Street
for a fact that they're
Pants.
not.
Just go
correct.
confident. I know this one
That's
100%.
Pence is a
It is
good
this,
answer,
and
too.
you have no
Guys,
idea.
Guys, this is Maleficent. Be real.
That is very Maleficent coded, yeah.
She says this in the original movie too. Trust me.
Right after she gets off her phone call.
So you guys are all correct. It is Lee.
I'll see you when I see you.
Okay, play that one more time.
Oh, it's
He's a
fine.
kid there,
Wait,
Kelly.
wait,
He's a kid there.
see you
I
when
like how we
Still
both had the
fixed,
same
right?
god.
Oops.
Maybe Neo should get a point and a half. You know what I mean? Since we did all piggyback.
You don't have to be an expert to create something you are happy with. My animation.
No. Wait. Oh my God,
Okay,
I'm not. I'm
we've gone
not.
back to question 12, apparently.
Wait. Am I?
Did you mess something up in your...
Are you?
Yeah, I misnumbered these.
Woo! Bonus round.
So this is actually question 13. All right. Okay, the next one. Oh my god, I can't believe
You
this.
couldn't do the funny number.
This is 13. This is supposed to be question 13.
This is
And
like
then
I already
the other
hate
one-
Fix it
this
in post.
question.
Editor Brisk, make it 13 in post. Guys, I can't believe question 13. It says it right there. It says 13.
All right. So the question here is, why trouble you in your final hour?
I hate Train of Memories. I just need that to be.
Marluxia.
Stated first.
In Chain of Memories, before Axel.
What's wrong with you? I thought you had a Chain of Memories first. Are you kidding me? This is targeted. This is targeted.
Well, I had to include at least one Chain of Memories question just for you, Kelly.
Repliku.
Repliku? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Repliku.
I'm gonna go with Marluxia.
Kelly, your favorite game that you
hate
know
this
by
game.
heart?
You're making me think about this game, which is terrible because now I'm like actively to think about this game. Diz has a cutscene in this, right? Doesn't he?
He's in this game a lot, actually. He's
Yeah,
where he's
that's what I
introduced.
thought. Yeah. So I'm gonna say Diz. It seems very Diz nuts coded.
You guys are all incorrect. It was
Yeah.
Vexen.
Wow.
Oh, that's
seems
right.
And he's in this game.
Diz nuts coded.
You guys are all incorrect. It was
Yeah.
Vexen.
Wow.
That was my second guess, too.
I don't
Dang.
like that frame.
I don't believe
of
you.
his
I don't
face.
believe
That's
Why?
gross.
You don't
Also,
like his
this
beautiful
is
face?
This is Chain of Memories, Brisk. You've misled us again.
Oh my! Here's a line.
Why trouble you in your final hour?
See,
Says
in my
it right
defense,
before.
I've purposely blocked out everything Chain of Memories in my mind. It's like it's just nothing.
In my defense, I blocked out everything Vexen because he's smelly and a rat.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He teeters when it comes to old Kingdom Hearts men
Dude,
because
this
they're
is
all
that guy
awful.
that smells bad at your local card shop. Like no one likes him. He's a sore winner and a sore loser. He smells bad. People
He's a
keep up
Sora
with
winner, a
Grease
Sora
just for
loser.
him. Yeah, his card sleeves are all oily from his skin. It's gross.
They got Cheeto dust on them.
I don't like this picture you're painting. It's too vivid.
It
I
also
don't have to paint the picture. It's
That
on
person
the
exists.
screen.
it also doesn't help that he's based off of Hojo from Final Fantasy VII, and that guy
Wait,
already
is he?
has. I'm
Yep.
pretty
I
sure.
can see it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That makes
100%
perfect
is.
sense to me. So do you
A
think that
nutball.
like
Same voice
Sephiroth
actor.
sees him and feels like
Or
he's
least
like,
in
wait a
the
minute.
Japanese version.
Papa, what are you doing in the castle? He just has a kinship with Vexen, and he just gets upset at Axel. Be like, you are the one that destroyed my family in this universe. This question is, which character was not voiced by David Ogston Steers?
Ooh.
So this is a voice actor who has
Uh-oh.
voiced multiple characters, but one of these characters he did not voice. Who do you guys think was the character he did not voice out of these
I'm totally
four
guessing.
characters?
I'll say Owl.
Doc, final answer.
Owl.
I'm gonna say
Doc?
Jumba.
Owl is the correct
Not
question.
really.
So a point for Kelly.
It's the correct
What did
answer,
I say?
actually.
Yeah,
So,
you said owl. That was such a delayed reaction.
I think that me and
Does
Dax
Owl
have
even
points just because you
talk
said
ever
Owl
in
was
the
the
Cage
correct
series?
question, when in fact Owl was the correct answer.
Oh my god, Neo, I swear to God.
I am resisting every urge to draw a penis right now.
You guys got to contain yourselves because we're going to be playing
tell
a
what to do.
game. We're going to be playing
You're
a
not my
game
real
here.
mom.
Wait, let me
Alright.
change the color.
We're
here.
playing Hangman.
We are playing Hangman.
Oh, you got
Wild.
it.
And if we lose, a man actually dies, right?
I volunteer
Make
as
it-
tribute.
Wait, you make it to choose which man dies?
No, it's just some random guy. I just realized that I'm barely visible on my camera. Whatever magic you're doing and make me visible, thanks.
You're actually not in the video at all. Where I'm just going to put a
Very cool.
screenshot of just a still image of your face.
Are we having Brisk guess what the word is?
What's the word? What's the word, Brisk?
These
I know,
lines are
his
not going to
hand-
be straight.
Neither am I. It's fine.
So, this first word is from
Dog.
Kingdom Hearts, and it is a
Bark.
key item, okay? So we are going to go down the line, and then if you know what the word is, just say, hey, I know the word, and then if you guess it correctly, you will get the point. Dex, we'll start off with you. What's your first letter that you think this
I.
might be? There are
I
no other
passed.
I's. Okay.
G.
There is no G.
Neo, what the? You're gonna kill this guy. Neo, you're gonna kill a man!
He's literally already been beheaded. We're just putting back together a dead man.
This is the process of going back from after your nobody's defeated.
Let's go with an A.
An A?
What you doing? Start with
There's-
X.
No A.
What do you mean there's no
I
A?
accidentally made that A so large.
That is huge.
Every single world.
Give me a Y.
A Y? There's no Y.
MC.
God, I see what you.
Yes,
Gay.
we did it.
This
Sole reason I
guy.
guessed why.
This guy.
Fantastic kindergarten humor, by the way.
Got him, got him.
E.
Sorry to the guy being hung, but it was worth it.
There
It's
is an
hanged. It's
E.
hanged. He could be hung though.
We'll add the extra body parts later.
T.
No T.
This guy's gonna die.
He's already dead.
That's the point. H. There is an H.
H. E.
He.
Those are
Put
letters.
L in there. L.
He.
L. There
I know what
is
it is.
an-
I have the answer.
Hell.
All right, Neo, what do you think it is?
Highlighter.
Hero license.
Hero
Oh,
license
yeah.
is
That is
correct.
it.
Oh my god, I can't spell with.
I was
You don't have to write it. You don't have to write it. It's not.
No. Oh wait, no, I fucked up on that one.
I just thought of the funniest possible like sketch comedy bit. Running a hangman game but being illiterate.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
So the next word we have here, this is a enemy. I'll say
From a
so.
specific game.
It's a heartless. I can't tell you the specific game because that might give it away. You know what? This game actually has a lot of different heartlesses in it, so me telling you the title of it probably is not going to help. But it's from
Union Cross.
It is from Union Cross. Yes.
God damn it.
I have a prediction for what the first word is already.
I also have a prediction for
Heartless?
what the first word is.
No.
All right. What are your guys' predictions? Let me see.
I think the first word's Darkwing.
That's what I was gonna say.
Incorrect.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
E.
Because I was then about to be pedantic and say Darkwings are heartless technically.
That's not a game. That's me in real life. Yeah.
Neo got the last one. Neo gets to go first.
We'll let Neo go first. What do you got? What is your
I'm
guess
still
here?
gonna throw out a D.
A D?
Yeah.
No D.
All right, so the word dark isn't in there. Sorry, gamers.
E.
E?
Letter.
I was like, I didn't realize you own that letter. You didn't put your name on that letter. Where's E in nobody?
Kelly has a very high IQ.
It's silent and also shy. That's why it doesn't like to make public appearances.
Nobody
I know,
does.
it's bees. The answer is bees.
Bees! You are correct! Everyone's favorite Kingdom Hearts protagonist.
I love Micro Celebrity Bees from the Discord. My favorite Kingdom Hearts enemy.
All right, it is not bees, though. Kelly, what is your next letter?
N. Shut up.
There
Oh
is-
yeah, let's go, baby.
There is one N.
S.
Lance, how's it going? We are kind of almost wrapping up for the night. We are just doing a bunch of photoshopping. That's just very detailed work all day long. But we are also, you know, getting through them videos. We're almost out of them. But we're on Ibrisco Prolo right now.
Sneezer the Beezer. I know this
Yeah,
guy.
I love Sneezer to Beezer.
You.
No, you.
Do you ever call your dog that too, Sneezy Beezy, when they sneeze? Neo.
Thanks again for aw. We love Lance. We love Lance here. Wait, let me do, can I do, wait, it's backslash? Shout out! I did it! Lance! He's the ultimate streamer, the master streamer. If you will. They're always so kind in your own streams. You don't need to do that like every single time. You know?
He's really thinking. Or he's passed away. I can't
He's in
tell.
shock, is what it is.
He looked like Lao G as he was passing on.
L.
There is no L.
P?
You said P?
T.
Oh, T? Yes, there's a T.
W.
There is a W.
What could that first word be?
I thought I
Sinister
had the first word,
Streets.
but there's only one S in it.
Oh,
I know what it is. I know what it is.
there is
Is
another.
it Sinister Sweets?
It
Yeah,
is
okay, that's
Sinister
not fair.
Sweets.
Hold on, that's not fair if you screwed up and missed a letter. What?
There's so
If that S was there, I would have gotten it instantly. This is a travesty.
Shop Oops by Kelly Nicole.
Access to affordable credit helps me pay my employees, but I don't really need it.
Inflation is killing me.
Oh my god.
All right, no one gets the point for this one. No one gets the point for this one.
I'm firmly on board with that. I'm on board with
I
that.
f***ed up. I f***ed up. And this is just like my moment when I called the falcon from Mulan an eagle, when in fact it is not. That is incorrect.
Wait a minute. It's not an eagle, it's a falcon.
It is a falcon. That
Is
is
it a
true. He
falcon?
doesn't have any. Yeah, he doesn't have an eagle. He has a falcon.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is a falcon.
So technically, this is just
Get him comments.
I will say though, I do firmly apologize on that. That was my bad. I
Everybody
should've-
makes mistakes. Everybody
I
has those
should.
days.
Thank you, Hannah.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
When are we getting the Kingdom Hearts Hannah Montana world? I would like to interject something real quick.
Oh my God.
Definitely check out Oops by Kelly Nicole.
All right, this next one, this is an ability. It appears in, I don't know if me.
By Kelly Nicole.
All right, this next one, this is an ability. It appears in, I don't know if me saying the games will be a spoiler, but it does appear in 2 different games. I will make sure to not miss any letters. We'll give it to Dax. We'll let Dax go first on this one.
C.
There is no C.
I see you don't know what this word is.
E.
There is no E.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal it from you, Kelly.
No, I'm gasping because I'm just shocked there's no E. It's just
This is the
This is
craziest thing that's ever happened. There's no E.
this is against man and God.
vowels.
D.
There is no D.
Oh God, we're killing him.
I'm like double checking, making sure I'm not missing any letters.
L?
There is no L.
All right. If the next letter is not there, I'm calling BS. S?
There is an S.
Thank God.
Oh my God, that's a terrible S.
This man's like doing hieroglyphics.
Double checking. Yes, there is only one S.
Triple check.
S.
This man's like doing hieroglyphics.
Double checking. Yes, there is only one S.
Triple check.
Pokemon.
Wait, hold on. Is it a Sora ability? Or a main character, a protagonist ability? Or is it a party member ability?
It's a main character.
T.
There is one T. Double checking, triple checking, only one T.
A?
There is an A. Oh no.
You're really good at A's today. G.
There is a G.
N.
There's an N.
It's onto something.
I.
He's piecing it together.
What is this word?
It's a word.
And there's no E.
There's no E.
Raging
no L.
storm?
I'm double checking. I'm making sure every letter is there. Giving myself heart palpitations because of it. Heart's
R?
gonna.
Raging something.
Raging Storm. No, it can't be Raging Storm.
It is
There's no
Raging-
G at the end. You messed up again. There's
What do
two
you mean?
G's. I read-
Oh!
So by that logic, he shouldn't get it either.
Yeah, I shouldn't get the point there either.
Oh! I'm so bad at Hangman.
Briss. Why don't you spell out the word like on a
made
different
sure-
monitor or something first?
I made sure all the letters were there. I tried so hard, but in the end, none of it mattered.
I tried so
This is great.
hard.
This is fantastic. I love this.
Senator Brisk, send regular Brisk to the Shadow Realm.
Mind crush!
I am sorry to all of the Kingdom Hearts community. I have failed you all. I can't even do my own game show properly.
I think you should
Canceled.
apologize to every dictionary
Permanently.
and encyclopedia.
I think that Brisk Apollo's apology was just not very sincere, and I am not seeing him honestly make amends and like have a change of character and making it up to the communities that he has hurt with his words. They're all so good.
I'm sorry, Webster.
Yes.
All right. Let's see
Chris,
if I
please
can.
do me a huge favor. Write it down somewhere that we
It
can't
is.
see.
I'm looking.
Save me!
I might be dyslexic, guys. I might be finding out about
You're the
this right
worst
now.
person to run this then.
I'm never doing this ever again.
I'll be honest, after the later tater, this feels right.
This is a character that has appeared in 3 different Kingdom Hearts games. It only has 6 letters. I hope I don't mess this up.
That's the most
Brisk doesn't need to apologize. I couldn't do any better myself. Yeah. Why are you holding him to such a double standard?
Dress I've ever heard you with.
Dude, I'm getting trauma. I'm instilling trauma in my own self from this.
I have to do my beginning of the round shot in the dark gas. Zexian.
No, it's not a Zexian.
Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna at least guess X to begin with.
Oh, good.
I'm kind of surprised it's the first time you've done that, but there is no X. I'm
Can I
I'm
throw-
checking so many times.
Olette.
No,
W.
no W.
Is it Hainer?
That's incorrect.
Nominee.
X. Not nominee.
Nominee.
No nominee.
There's no letters involved anymore.
What do you got?
S.
No S.
Okay, not Ventus. Got it.
All right, Neo, what do you got?
A.
Oh, this tells everything.
Are you sure there's only one A, Brisk?
I hope so.
They've appeared in 3 games total. So they're a supporting character, but they're not. So my thought process is that this is one
Wait,
of
where is
the
the A?
characters that's in.
A Brisk.
I hope so.
They've appeared in 3 games total. So they're a supporting character, but they're not.
Did I not go back far enough?
Oh, this tells
A.
everything.
Are you sure there's only one A, Brisk?
I hope so.
They've appeared in 3 games total. So they're a supporting character, but they're not.
Lexine.
So my thought process is that this is one of the characters that's in one of the Disney worlds that appears in 3 games. So this is somebody that's in Olympus or Agrabah, probably. Most likely Agrabah. You know, just to get it out of the way, we're gonna go for I.
There is no I.
Short for
P.
Lexine.
There is a P.
Oh my god, you're joking.
Dude, I'm making sure that these letters are here. You can on my life.
There's only one
Happy?
P.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
I know. I'm just no. I know.
Sure.
I know. I'm just like, I'm getting scared by the
slappy.
letters.
Like, what?
T as in top. Raptor. No. Raptor. Raptor.
Yeah, everyone's favorite character, Raptor.
C.
There's no shot.
It's carpet.
Carpet. Carpet. It's
Oh,
carpet.
Neo said it first.
Ah,
He got it. Carpet. All right, so that actually puts Neo and Kelly tied for second place. You guys both have 5 points now.
Die
And
for
Dad,
Andrew
show
Brisk, I need a
you
full
the
uncut long
world.
play of VCast to now play right now.
There's something traitorous cracking through the air tonight.
I have a thirst for blood.
I think there's gonna
Oh.
be some drama.
Is this what the traders looks like? I've only seen people talk about it. I haven't seen. Oh, this looks cool.
Do this.
I should watch that.
Lucio, I, as the Master of Masters, have this beautiful keyblade for you. It has my eye in it.
Wow. Wait, what? Your eye?
Yeah.
Ew. That's gross.
You think that's gross, do you? Well, take it.
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
No, you shut up.
Shut up. Lucio, I, as the Master of
Bcast.
Masters, have this beautiful keyblade for you. It has my eye in it.
Wait, what? Your eye?
Yeah.
Ew. That's gross.
You think that's gross, do you? Well, take it.
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
No, you shut up.
Shut up.
Editor
And then it's
Brisk,
gonna
you
melt
better
away.
hurry up and cut to the next segment because you're not going to be able to show this in the video.
No.
Editor
Okay,
Brisk,
wow.
Can we put the
Wait.
KH2 Grand Standard ball somewhere on the screen, please?
Editor Brisk, can you have footage of like an active Tetris game, just out of context, just going on one side,
Editor Brisk, can
wherever
we put
wherever
Subway
something's not
Surfers
going
on
on?
the screen, please. What's Naruto?
The man
Oh my
with
God.
that particular bandana asks.
No idea what you're talking about.
That's the flying Nimbus. It's just colored wrong.
This bandana is actually from the hit series, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You.
Is that real?
That is real.
I might
Editor
have
Brisk,
to-
I need you to air an entire episode of that exact show right now.
Okay, first of all, I did have friends. It was a tragic backstory. How dare you? Woody from freaking Toy Story?
Woody.
Shut up. Jerk.
Darkness is the heart's true nature.
Whatever you're talking about, I don't care. Put Buzz back the way he was, then get lost.
Or else what, Toy?
Yeah, I am a toy. And a friend. My guess is no one's ever loved you before. Because you know nothing about hearts and love.
Okay, first of all, I did have friends. It was a tragic backstory. How dare you? Woody from freaking Toy Story? Shut up. Jerk.
Editor Brisk, show my desktop background.
I always forget about your goddamn desktop wallpaper.
What is so wrong about my wallpaper? This is a completely normal wallpaper. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Real lore.
He died
he
for
sent
your
this to Geek Squad with this background, forgetting that this was his background.
Twice,
So-
actually.
He died for your McNugget deal. The McRib is back, y'all.
So they opened this PC, logged in. That's what they were greeted with.
They never said a word.
This is a pretty long word, and I'm very scared. I'm petrified. I'm mortified. But this is the name of a song that features in Kingdom Hearts 2. I guess also Melody of Memories. Neo, what do you got? What letter? What are we starting off with?
F.
There is no F.
I'm going with the E, the classic E. I love a good E.
There is an E. It's in the second one, third letter, right side.
Stop that. You're making me nervous.
I'll do it for you. Don't worry. I got you, pal.
You're right.
Did I?
Yeah, you're right. It's just I'm stressing, okay?
No worries.
Okay,
Make sure the
that's-
bottom line has no E's, please.
There's no E. I'm
Okay.
fucking checking. There is 3 E's. They're all there. Thank you, Neo, for the assistance.
T.
I'll help you. I got you. Don't worry.
There's 2 T's.
H.
I got you. Don't worry. I'm gonna help.
You're so helpful. There's also an
Yeah.
H down here too.
I.
You need help? Yeah. Okay. You got it.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 I.
S.
Donna in a Dream by J. Cole.
No.
You got it. Game over.
F.
F was already guessed.
Yeah, F was already guessed.
Then in that case,
Kelly's like F again.
I.
Gonna be there the second time.
M.
There is no M.
You.
Me?
No.
Gungaga.
Me, Gunga. Oh my god, it's almost me, Gungaga Monday, you guys.
Oh.
Gungaga Monday.
There
Adventures in the Savannah.
That is correct. It is Adventures in the Savannah.
Subscribe to Nobody Daxian.
Neosai sometimes appears in Nobody Daxian's live chat.
I just opened up channel memberships on YouTube, and I also started streaming on YouTube as well.
You get the best of both worlds.
All right, this is another character.
Xehanort.
It is not Xehanort. All right, so Dax, you got Adventures in the Savannah. You start off this round.
You're not gonna tell us how many appearances this character has?
As far as I'm aware, it's only appeared in 2 games.
X.
No X.
A.
A. There is an A.
R.
There is an R.
E.
There's 1 E.
Oh, are you sure these letters are correct?
Yeah.
It could be Terranort, but we're 1 off.
T.
There is no T.
I'll spill some tea.
Oh.
S.
Oh. There is no S.
Is it Chernobog?
It is Chernobog.
Whoa.
Yo.
I'm just fucking grateful that we don't have to do this anymore.
Was this the last one?
There's one last wackadoodle. This is the last for Hangman. There is one last wackadoodle question. This put Neo so off to the point where it only just shows his pink curtain.
Here, I'll move forward for this last one.
Oh my god, for the first time in history, he's actually moved close to his mic.
I've been close to my mic the whole time. What are you talking about?
Guys, just kiss already.
Dude, people are gonna think I'm the worst person ever.
Yeah, all you've done is bully me, and they don't have the context.
The context is that's our dynamic. That's just how we roll. If you saw private Discord calls, Neo does the exact same to me.
Yeah. Except I don't do it publicly, so I look like a saint.
Putting Dax on blast here.
That's fine. I don't give a.
You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Now I'm the bad guy.
David Ogden Steers was such a fun actor.
Was that Kokiri
Yeah.
Forest?
Oh, did he pass? I think I remember that movie. Yeah. All Disney actors are they're so versatile.
No, it was Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
I thought that was a couple of dissociated notes in Kokiri Forest because I heard. Dude,
My ADHD is not
Rip.
quite that bad.
Passed away when I. Oh, that must have been.
All right, our last question here, wackadoodle question. It is: Eggster Bunny is a variant
fuck.
of which
Oh, 9.
Heartless?
Oh, wow.
I hate this.
You know what's messed up? I can see the Heartless that it's supposed to be the variant of. I don't know the name of it.
I'll say
Well, but if he's then wait, yeah, because 2008, yeah, that would make more sense because he was just in doing voices for Birth by Sleep characters, and that's 2010. So it wouldn't be unreasonable for 09 to him to have recorded lines before, but it would be cutting it kind of close. So yeah, 2018 makes more sense in my recollection of things.
say standard.
Standard? What does that mean?
Whatever you want it to mean, Briz.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna lock in my answer. Bunnelby.
Bunnelby?
Ooh, Eggster Bunny is a variant of what Heartless? That's the annoying ones from Birth by Sleep. It's Wobbly or something. Oh, 9, what a time, right? Really, the beginning of the Hair Razor. That's what it is.
Come on.
That is a Pokemon, yeah.
Samurai
Rabbit
Karasu's
from
winning
Winnie
this
the
round.
Pooh.
Wabbit. Okay, Bunnelby, Wabbit. This is based off of the tornado step.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted because Bunnelby, chat, it's Bunnelby.
Do you want to redo? I did make an extra
That's
question
awful.
if you want to
It's not
redeem
so-
yourself
what?
off this extra bonus question.
But it's a rabbit. There's bugs. It's an egg. I mean, not bugs. Oh my god. There's eggs. It's a rabbit for Easter. What are they doing?
Okay, yeah.
Sure, why not?
Okay. Yeah, I thought I didn't make a last trivia question, so I wrote this, and I'm like,
I
oh,
am
I guess
thinking
I
about
have
it.
an
I
Okay,
do
extra-
feel
man.
kind of bad that if this was
Always
the
on.
last question, we all just went, we don't know, pass.
Yeah, really anticlimactic end.
Here's the potential last question. Well, for sure, because I got nothing else after this.
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna pull one out of nowhere.
Which character summons Shore Shadow
Maleficent.
in?
Yeah, it's got to be Maleficent.
It's not a good question. It's Maleficent.
Oh God.
I would like to lock in my answer. My answer.
Yeah,
is
what do you got?
Maleficent.
My answer is also Maleficent.
It's Maleficent. We had to put in the
Barking.
VCast question. We had to put in the VCast. It's
Thank
not
you.
wackadoodle without it. You
Thank you. Finally,
came
some
in.
respect for VCast. I like to imagine you didn't have that here until I complained, and then you stealthily added it while we were playing.
Yeah, well, you guys, it's actually why I struggled so hard in Hangman, because
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
trying to
'cause he
come
was
up with a
adding the
VCast question. Yeah.
Are you
No.
serious? That actually is what happened?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I legit opened the PowerPoint and I was like, oh, I forgot the last wackadoodle question. So I was hitting like the random button on KH Wiki just to get an article, like what can I make a question from? And VCast pulled up. I'm like, all right, we're doing VCast. And not realizing that I actually had the tornado step question. And so the moment you guys didn't know the tornado step question, I'm like, oh, ask this
Now
other
it's time to
question.
pull out my wild card.
So the final score here is we got a two-way tie for second place between Kelly and Neo with 6 points. And then Dax is in first place with 11 points.
I'm married, Grimace.
Wow, congrats.
Grimace finally settled down.
Oh,
Hell
good.
yeah. I hope you have some beautiful McNugget children. All right. Anybody have any closing remarks here for March Caprice
I'm gonna eat your children,
2025?
Neo,
I
sorry.
will say that the Kingdom Hearts fans, you're all fantastic, except for nobody Daxian.
That's fair.
Thank you
Editor-
for watching. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to Brisk. He makes amazing content, and he's the best.
Definitely subscribe to Brisk Apollo. 100% do that.
Yeah.
We love that guy.
Editor Brisk, please make it so that this.
Is he supposed to be a nugget? Maybe he is. Is there some deep lore that I can dive into about Grimace, the advertisement character for the brand McDonald's?
This is the only that gets through the censor.
Wait, should we be unanimous? Should we all just say at the same time?
You may have
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
How are we going to
fair,
time
fair,
that? How are
fair.
we going to time that?
Hopefully there's no delay on Discord. I say 3, 2, 1, go, and then after go, we say okay? Yeah, we're not allowed. We're not going to be allowed on March Caprice anymore after this. 3, 2, 1, go.
We'll save the fuck. Amazing games. This was awesome the whole way through. Happy merge Caprice. Like all of the McDonald's characters look like some kind of food, I thought. Yeah. Or like they're assigned like a specific food, right? Like the Hamburglar is about hamburgers. They never said fuck. They never said fuck. Oh my god. But I gotta know. I gotta know. Grimace. Grimace. The McDonald's wiki. Oh no, it's on fandom. Is there a not fandom McDonald's wiki? Whoa. The large purple monster who was introduced in November 1971 as the evil Grimace. In Grimace's first appearances, he was one of the only main antagonists. Main antagonists La 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 la. Oh, I lost my place. Main antagonist and was depicted as 2 pairs of arms, which were used to steal milkshakes and cokes. Oh, a Grimace with more arms? Gross. Mayor McCheese is a monster. What's wrong with fandom aside from the horrible ads? I don't know exactly. Actually, I just know a lot of like wiki fandoms are moving away from wiki pages are moving away from fandom. I think they might also be doing AI stuff. They might be like like a bad company to work with. Bad UI. I just know they're bad by association. My forehead. That should be in. Yeah, 4 arms Grimace, that's horrendous. Four-armed Grimace. Oh, fuck. Shit. I mean, goddamn. Mayor McCheese was supporting AI. This is awful. That's horrendous. That's no good. He's also thick. Super thick though, but Jesus Christ. Used to steal mixtapes. Evil was soon dropped from Grimace's name as he was reintroduced a year later with 1 set of arms. Thank God. That should be a heartless. Yeah, that actually would be like a really good heartless boss. In a 2010s interview, a McDonald's spokesperson said that Grimace has a taste bud. Just one? Just one taste bud? The milkshakes do make you sick. And they bring all the boys to the yard. A 2014 tweet from McDonald's Twitter account stated that Grimace lore says he is the embodiment of a milkshake or a taste bud. It's fine. I need sleep tonight. What? So wait, he is a taste bud. He just is a taste bud? In 2021, Brian Bates, a franchisee in Canada, stated in an interview rather reported in the press that Grimace is an anthropomorphic taste bud. That's my Writing in the takeout, Lillian Stone disputed this, pointing out other material that established that Grimace was a part of a species of grimaces, including his uncle O'Grimacy, Uncle O'Grimacy, who promoted the Shamrock's Shake. Okay. Grimaci? Grimaci. The Grimaci. Come to see you. To celebrate the 51-year anniversary of the character's inception in 2023, McDonald's ran a promotion to celebrate Grimace's birthday with the release of the Grimace Shake, as we know. She became, Grimace threw the first pitch at a Mets game, who were struggling at the time. Why are you blowing up their spot in this Wikipedia article? Dunking Yo Grimace for the Shamrock Shake. No, the Shamrock Shake is older. First Shamrock Shake was in 1967. But Grimace was introduced in 1973, so the shake was merely a Greek converted. Shamrock Shakes. Oh my god, it took till March Caprice. March Caprice 5 for the Shamrock Shake to be introduced to Britain. Doing the world's most stereotypical Irish Grimace in 2021. If my mouth is full of grimaci, that will help me with my diet. purple seat, city field, a home and a ballpark earner. Da 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 da. So there's the Hamburglar. Grimace does milkshakes. The Fry Kids are fries. The Early Bird is like breakfast. Birdie. The Happy Meal Gang. Happy Meals, of course. Shamrock Shake. Uncle O'Grimacy. Cosmic. An alien who appealed to the commercials. Is this the moon guy? Oh. He's an actual alien. Okay. Why are there so many goddamn thieves in McDonald's land? They are it's a country of anarchists. So, you know. They don't believe they're true libertarians, all right? Oh no, that's Mac Tonight. Yes. Okay. The McNugget Buddies, obviously the McNugget Bernice, strange creature that was introduced in 92, ate inedible things like the script. Okay. The Vulture. Sunday, a dog. I'm hungry. Introduced in 98 and dropped in 2001. Man, the towers really hit him hard. Self-proclaimed as the vice president of snacking, the character is a floating, fast-moving green fuzzball with orange arms and a monstrous face. Wait, why is this not a former character then? Why is I Am Hungry not here? Da 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 da. Mac Tonight was co-opted by the alt-right for some reason. Oh. Damn. Mac Tonight is the giant moonface guy. I love him. I Am Hungry went down a tower. Well, at least it was like a quick death, you know, and he like wasn't anticipating something bad happen. Like the second hit. Mayor McCheese, Officer Mac. Oh, hey, Cab. Get my children out of jail. Jesus Christ. So that's the Grimace lore. He is a Grimace. He's current character, out of respect. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna finish this one row real quick. Da 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 dee da da dee da da die. Do a couple little details here. Look at those. Details. Ooh, the details. Loving these longer strims. This was fun. Was that Eiffel 65? What's Eiffel 65? Thank you, Lance. Oh, blue dabba dabba da. Yeah. Maybe. Did I say dabba dabba da? I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now, quite honestly. Dead silence. I'm blue. If I were gay, I'd be bi. Dabba dee dabba die. If I were gay, I'd be bi. I'm being gaslit. I don't know what's happening, man. I'm not it right now. Okay. But damn, we're going over. Woo. We're just on the clock. We're doing shit. all the time. All right, so, thank you so much for coming. No. Are there more songs about people doubting their own sexuality? Hey. Actually, I think that's a big genre of music. I think there's plenty of songs about questioning. You know what I mean? Smack my bitch up. Smack my bitch up. Thank you so much for coming in for the stream. Thank you so much for being here. We are, of course, going to be back at it again, doing the same Birch Caprice 5 final mix. We're working slowly on the art showcase. We're going to get that hallway done probably over the weekend. Again, I'm going to be working. Who knows how much I'll actually get done. But, you know... but we will be back next Monday. Thank you all so much for coming in. Thanks for saying the vibes are good. We're oh my god, like next week will be the last day that we have of videos. Oh my god. Have fun over the weekend and have a great Memorial Day. Oh my god. Oh wait, Monday would be Memorial Day. That's right. So I'll see you guys on Memorial Day. Let's see. Is anybody live? Hello? Is anybody live? Oh my god, no one's live right now. It's just me. Real quick, was the tank from Fourth Wall... Was the tank from Fourth Wall of good quality? Play the videos again in reverse. Yeah. Lance, what does that mean? What's Fourth Wall? Oh, the tank of... Oh, yes, your tank. Let me go... I'll go see it. Wait. The merch. Oh my god, I have dog hair on it already. I'm sorry. Yes. It does feel soft. It is soft. It's 100% cotton. It's printed on, but it's not like the big you know when like when you print on a shirt and it's kind of like sticky, is it kind of feels like bad on the underside. See, this is the back of it right here, right? So like you can tell, very soft on the underside. So, you know, for sensitive skin, especially on the test, it's very good. And a nice oversized tank. I would absolutely say that you should get your Lands merchandise. Like acrylic filling. Yes, no, it is very cozy. It's of good quality. Even like the you know, sometimes when the edges aren't that good on some tank tops. Like this has some nice binding around the seams. So this is nice. Very good. Let me like, Lance, do you have a link real quick I can drop in chat? The printing more so. Yes, the printing is good. The printing is good, nice and comfortable. I don't wear tank tops often. My muscular bosoms fall out of them. I am so into the side boob though. Gotta say, that's not necessary at all. I think not. Let me see real quick. Let's see. Lands. Here we go. Go get your Lands the Master merchandise today, always be plugging and always be buying. It's the only thing you really can do as an American. Gosh dang it. I just like to follow up with people, make sure the quality is fine. It is very good. I'm very satisfied with my purchase, and you will be too if you ever buy some Lance the Master merchandise. Get yours today. Get yours today. I mean, look what we got here. Would you just take a freaking gander? I mean, come on. Look, you got your locked in subtle, right? That's right. We want subtlety. And this one that you buy won't be covered in my dog's hair. A subtle nod to Kingdom Hearts here. Nice to wear around the world. World's first, because he's the world's first runner of games. No dog hair? No allergies? No hair in your lungs as you're inhaling it. He's the world first running master of Kingdom Hearts. I'm so sorry. I don't know anything about speed running. I don't know. And the Lance the Master mug. Respect the Master hoodies and logo. Come on, you gotta get yours today. Follow the link in chat. But I will say, thank you so much for tuning into stream today. It's been an awesome day. We will be back at it again. God, that's I have to say like streamer words now. But we'll be back again next Monday. I hope to see you guys there. And have a great night. I mean, good God gracious. Have a great night, okay? I'll see you later. Ooh, I know. I'll pick some music. I'll pick some music to play us out to. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for coming in. Let's just do some quick music. Let's see what's next on our list.
You may not know this,
Lazy
but over the
Afternoon
years,
was
the
great.
musicians of this community have cooked up dozens of arrangements for various fan albums and music videos. Some of them have made it to March Caprice this time, but others, lots of others, didn't. In fact, some of these performances this evening were recorded live only months ago, and now their finalized recordings have been assembled and are ready to be shared with you tonight. It's with great pleasure we have the opportunity to share with you Lazy Afternoons with Eric Ladish and his band. Following this will be 8-Bit Nuke's big band arrangement of Neverland Sky.
So, as Eric Landish and his orchestra play us off, I hope you have a wonderful night. And, I can't say it again. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a good night. And enjoy.
Bye.